Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started here. Welcome to We Must First Be Brothers. We thank you all for tuning in to our broadcast tonight. We are streaming live on two platforms right now, both Facebook and also on YouTube. You can find us at We Must First Be Brothers on YouTube, and of course here on Facebook under yours truly, your brother Michael Muhammad. We welcome you all who are listening, and we ask everyone to please share. Share with others who may be on various platforms via text messages. Please send out the link. We would appreciate it greatly, as it is our effort to really build a strong institution here on the principles of brotherhood. So today we are approaching a very deep subject. There is no mystery God, the path of self-determination. We begin with the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. I bear witness there is no God but Allah, who came in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praise I forever do. And I bear witness that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is his messenger Messiah. And I further bear witness that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is a servant and divine reminder and present day warner among us. We're forever grateful for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, for without them, we would have nothing to say. Thank them for their sacrifice and their commitment to helping to raise the consciousness of Black people throughout the globe. Today, brothers, we start on this subject. As I said, there is no mystery God. Mystery. What is a mystery? A mystery is that which is unknown, that which is hidden, that which is not understood. And the greatest weapon used against Black people in the Western Hemisphere has been the concept of a mystery God, a God you cannot see, a God you cannot understand, a God you are taught to wait on. But the question given to us in our lessons, will you sit at home and wait on a mystery God to bring you food? Our answer emphatically no is what we were taught. We've tried this so-called mystery God and have received nothing but hard times and beaten and killed and put out of doors, in paraphrasing, by the one who advocated such a God. Now, this question again is not rhetoric, but the question itself is a diagnosis, because the knowledge of God is the knowledge of self. As it is written, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. John 8 and 32. Freedom is not a mystery or in mystery. Freedom is in knowledge. It's not in a mystery form. It is discovered in knowledge. Now, once knowledge is established, it must express itself. The expression is in self determination. Self determination is not a slogan, it's not a concept. It is God knowledge in motion. It is the divine will operating through you and through me. But what has blocked that expression is the question. We have been made lazy mentally, spiritually, economically, through the doctrine of a mystery God, a doctrine that teaches wait, beg, pray without action, Now let's look at this in contrast. While we were trained to wait, our enemy was trained to build. He builds nations, he structures systems, he develops institutions. He does not operate on a mystery. He operates on methods. And the scripture confirms this in essence. Faith without works is dead, James 2:26. So while we are conditioned for dependence, he was trained for domination. He does not wait. He does not ask. He acts. And that action has produced a world. So now we must deal with the root. The teachings of a mystery God have functioned as a psychological toxin. I want you to think about that, brothers. Destroying self-determination within our people. So what is self-determination? It is the ability to think independently, to act independently, build independently, sustain independently. So let's examine ourselves. Why don't we have independent schools where we teach our children the science of mating, the science of warfare? Independent schools where we teach our children their own divine nature. Instead, we send our children into a system that trains them to see another man as God. They learn his history, his power, his success, his image. And the scripture warns us, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. And again, what knowledge is that? That's the knowledge of self. That lack of knowledge is also the bedrock that produces fear, an unnatural fear, a manufactured fear. The enemy in our lessons we were taught put fear in us when we were little babies, and that's why we fear now as grown men. So what are we dealing with, brothers? Conditioning. Fear planted early, reinforced, strengthened over time until it feels unnatural. And so now, when it's time to build, when it's time to separate, when it's time to do for self, something inside resists. Not because we can't, but because we have been trained to doubt ourselves. The scripture corrects that, though, and says, for God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of sound mind. 2 Timothy 1:7. So fear is not divine. Fear is taught, and anything taught can be untaught, which means self-determination requires deprogramming. We must unlearn dependence, doubt, inferiority, and relearn power, responsibility, divine identity. Because as long as we fear, or as long as fear lives in our mind and in our heart, we will keep looking outside of ourselves for a mystery God. The reason we land this foundation in the way that we are approaching this, brothers, because this is a very deep, deep toxin. So instead of activating the God within, we continue to wait on someone else to do for us what we are capable of doing for ourselves. The Holy Quran teaches us that Allah does not change the condition of a people until they change it themselves. So now the responsibility is clear. We must get up. And if we don't get up, if we don't build, if we don't produce, we will not eat. That's the season we're in. That's the time we're in. We are under this modern Pharaoh who is losing his grip right before our eyes. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad turned it hell erupting. He's cutting off access, restricting resources, shifting systems as we speak. But look at our children. You know, I was watching a video the other day, our children out in the streets fighting and shooting at each other, left undirected. And then I asked the question, I said, well, why? It's because we have not built a system for ourselves. We haven't built anything sufficiently that will help to constantly or systematically produce better products. Our women are left vulnerable again because we have been under a mystery God teaching. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that the Black man is God. This is something that has been really resonating with your brother for a few weeks, just this thought process that we really need to become impregnated with. And beyond that, we need to fully embrace and understand what is being said to us, that it is not about arrogance, it's not about vanity, but it is about responsibility. The scripture supports this in the book of Psalms. It says, and you are all gods and children of the Most High God. When we really begin to believe that, even in a small degree, it elevates and activates power. The scripture says, if you have the faith, the grain of a mustard seed, you can say to the sycamore tree, be uprooted and planted in the depth of the sea. You can say to the mountain, be ye removed, and it would be so. That's not mystery God teaching. That's law. That's real power. And that's what we have to really start to embrace within ourselves. So we must first be brothers. It's about activating God power, not depending on some other man or system to do for us what we are capable of doing for ourselves. This mystery God teaching is something that we have to challenge in ourselves. Because as we said, it robs us of our personal responsibility and self-determination. It is what has us perpetually in a posture of waiting on a party, a Democrat or Republican party or some other party to help us to do something for ourselves, something that we're able to do for ourselves. So our discussion today, brother and brothers, is on this point. There is no mystery God and self-determination and what that looks like. And we want to dig deep into that. And I know my brothers are ready to rock and roll on this subject and go really in, because we have to challenge this sickness, this toxin that's infecting us as a people. We're not trusting in our own capacity, our own capability as a people. We're not trusting what God put in us. Many of us are talking God from a church perspective. We're talking God from a mosque. Even the old world of Islam is infected with a mystery God teaching, which is one of the reasons why the enemy is overpowering that world. But it cannot overpower a world that is being shaped by a true understanding and true identity of the reality of God, and not just externally that reality, but the reality of God as it exists within each and every one of us. So we want to open our discussion, brothers. Thank you for tuning in to We Must First Be Brothers. Thank you for joining our discussion tonight. I'm excited about being here today because, you know, Brother John and I was out today and we learned some beautiful things, and it was really a blessing to know that we are having an impact, that we are really being impactful. And that's important for you to know that that is happening. We are what we have been taught. We are, they said, the mountain don't come to Muhammad, Muhammad will go to the mountain. So we welcome you all, brothers, on the call. It is a little heated in this little area that I'm in right now, so pardon me, but I'm just very grateful to be here again. We had such a wonderful time last week, and I pray Allah will bless us today and bless us with a healthy discussion. But I wanted to approach this because this is a sickness that we're suffering from, I call it it's a psychological toxin in our brain that's been put in our brain about a mystery God. This is one of the things that's causing or causes us to be so have this type of paralysis where we're not doing anything. We're waiting. And the question is, what are we waiting on? What are we waiting on, bro? You know, what are we waiting on as a people? What are we expecting? You know, what is our expectation? Do we really believe that something just going to magically happen and magically appear? If we don't go plant the seed in the ground, Brother Lewis, there ain't nothing coming up out the ground for us. If we want to continue to complain about a man making genetically modified organisms and food that's poisoning our bodies and won't go plant seeds in the ground for ourselves, then that's hypocrisy. That's a deep weakness, Brother John. You know, we sit up watching the world fall before our eyes. We literally watching his world go down. And those of us who have been given knowledge, we understand that this is written, that it has to happen. See, it has to happen. So if we know that, then the question that we have to raise within ourselves is, what are we doing? We can't sit up even talk as if we're so faithful. You know, I believe in God. Well, where's the proof of your belief? If there's nothing to prove that you and I believe in God, then could we be charged with being liars? You see, and that's the questions. These are the kind of questions that we need to really, really lay out as Black men today. We have to take a position of power and be unapologetic about taking that position of power. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad again said, and I'll emphasize this again because I'm driving this with the help of Allah, because it's a very key aspect of understanding what will generate a true brotherhood, and that is that the Black man is God. This is what they don't want you and I to fully embrace. But not God in namesake, as I said earlier, but we are God in responsibility. Because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that God means possessor of power and force. We have the responsibility to change everything. We have the responsibility to help create and make a new world for our children, for our women. We can't sit around as Black men, as brothers, and point and complain. Point and complain. That's a feminine trait. If we point out something that is wrong as a man, then what is the next step for a man? We can point it out. We can say that's wrong. We can call it out, but a man has another step. He does something about it. And that's the question that we have, or that we have to discuss today. In our lessons, we were given the measurements of the earth. We were told that the whole planet, 196,940,000 square miles of land and water, 57,255,000 square miles of land. We were taught that there was 29 million square miles of producing land. We were taught that the enemy occupied 6 million of those 29 million square miles, and we occupied 23 million square miles. Well, why would we be given this kind of information if we weren't supposed to start thinking in a broader, much broader scope? Why? Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, we God, then hold up now. He said, we're not just God here, we're God of the universe. We're connected to the universe as a Black man. Oh, it's something going to wake up when this starts to spark in our brain properly. This is why the enemy has done such a job of trying to cut off light from reaching our brain, because in some point, brothers, it's going to click. It's starting to click right now. It's going to click. And when we start driving this into our thinking and into our psyche, and then we start driving it into the psyche and the thinking of our young brothers, we start driving this into our people, where we really fully embrace the fact that we God, then the response ability that comes after that will be immeasurable. So we open it up right now, brothers, and again, welcome you to We Must First Be Brothers Institute, my brother John would say. And Brother John, I'm gonna go ahead and let you take the helm, black man.
That's right, bro. We're an institute, bro. We're a think tank institute. We have
Yes, sir.
supreme wisdom and supreme knowledge, so we have to move around as such. So, thank you, brothers. Peace, family. Great to see everyone in. I don't have a whole lot. I'm not going to be long, but I guarantee I'm going to be strong. So, uh, a couple of things happened that kind of threw me off my thoughts today. I'm gonna give my opening, but also after the opening, I don't know which one to go, Brother Darrell first, Brother Dwayne first, or Brother. I think I'll tie it in. I'm gonna tie it in. I'll see how to do it. So, peace, family. These a couple of
Peace.
things I wrote down because whether we realize it or not, it takes. We're not shooting from the hip. I mean, I can shoot from the hip. I got it. I have two on both, 6 shots on both sides. Like why? Yeah, yeah, bro. This ain't Wyatt Earp over here. This Doc Holliday, bro. Doc Holliday was John Henry Holliday. That's my slave name, John Henry. But anyway, uh, brothers, the path to self-determination. There is no mystery God. Tonight, we're gonna speak plain truth with no mystery, no excuses. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad gave us 3 statements that wipe out the idea of a mystery God once and for all. I'm gonna say that again. I might need to take some notes on this one. There are 3 statements that the honorable Elijah Muhammad, if you don't know nothing else about this man, if you know these 3 statements, these 3 statements will change your life if you put them into effect. 1, the knowledge of self. Get the knowledge of self. 2, your word is bond. Bond is life. I will give my life before I give my word. And 3, do for self. I'm going to say that again. Those 3 statements, the knowledge of self, get the knowledge of self, your word is bond, and bond is life. I will give my life before I let my word fail. 3, do for self. These 3 statements are not religious poetry, brothers. They are the complete blueprint for a free man. I'm gonna say that again. The complete blueprint of a free man. I remember when Brother Khaled used to talk, he used to talk about being a free man. I'm a free man. Remember that, Brother Lewis? Brother Khaled always said, Mr. Farrakhan said, I'm a free man. So the men that said they were free went around making freeman towns. Ain't that right, Brother Lewis? Brother Frank? They had freeman towns all around. And they attacked those freeman towns.
Yes, sir.
Oklahoma was a freeman town. See what I'm saying?
That's right.
So these 3 statements are not religious poetry. They are the complete blueprint for a free man. When you truly know yourself, you stop looking outside for a savior. When your word is bond, you become trustworthy and reliable, brothers. No longer dependent on broken promises from others. How many times we done felt that? Don't say nothing, just think about it. When you do for self, you stop waiting on handouts, reparations, or miracles from the sky. Together, these 3 destroy every excuse for weakness. Somebody, I can hear myself, if you can mute it. A man who knows himself controls himself. A man who controls himself keeps his word. A man who keeps his word builds for himself and for his people. In 2026, Brother Jay and I was talking earlier with Brother Mike, AI is taking jobs. If you're looking at, I don't know how many of y'all are on social media, but if you get on social media, and I pray you're not getting social engineered, because this is where the real social engineering is happening. The number 1 social engineer in the world is God and his messenger, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. So he is the number 1 AI social engineer. If you don't believe me, we can prove it in no limit of time. And confusion everywhere. The brother still waiting on a mystery God is choosing slavery with extra steps in 2026. Tonight, we break down exactly how these 3 statements become daily practices, not theory. Knowledge of self, word is bond, do for self. This is the path. There is no others, brother. No other, not at this time. We must first be brothers. So let's get to work, black men.
Absolutely.
So I
Absolutely.
just
Brother
want to
John.
I want to weave this in before.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to break the thing, but I want to talk about Brother Dwayne a little bit, real quick. So Brother Dwayne, Brother Mike and myself went to this brother's janaza. And a few other brothers on here was there. I'm gonna show you a picture of this brother. Now, Brother Lewis say this all the time, so I'm out to bear witness. What he said is that we don't know each other enough. See, can anybody see that? Let me see if I can see.
If you can come in closer, just get real close. It'll come in. There you go.
Brother Dwayne, that's him right there.
May Allah be pleased with him. Yes.
Yes, sir. You see the time and date. I learned so much about this brother today that I didn't know. This brother, now Lou is a boxer, so just imagine this. This brother heard Muhammad Ali and looked up to Muhammad Ali so much. He heard Muhammad Ali in 1970. He started becoming a boxer in 1970, and in 3 years, 1973, he became the Golden Glove, heavyweight Golden Glove champion in Houston, Texas, the fourth largest city in America. Do you know what it takes to go from zero to a Golden Glove championship in 3 years? Bro, that's a God. That's God. You don't, if you ain't know anything about boxing, it might take a year just to learn how to tuck your chin on, Brother Lewis. Let alone become the heavyweight champion, where you getting some ground and pound in that heavyweight champion. That's where the big boys throw haymakers in there. That's why they got weight classes. And that's the biggest weight you can go to, heavyweight. So this brother he had about 200 people at his janazah today, huh, brother Mike?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And he had brothers crying about him giving his testimony.
Yes.
This brother said how much this brother was a true brother, showed them brotherhood, and showed them how he was helping brothers do for self, helping themselves. And these brothers said no matter what the situation was, this brother always had a good word for them. He always had a good word, always was lifting up, and he always wanted the best and tried to bring out the best of each one. That, to me, that's the most powerful statement you can make. Every time, every brother up there said he tried to bring out the best in me. And this one brother said that his text messages, his recordings were so great when he left messages that he kept every one of them on his Google Drive. Bruh, how many people would do this? This brother has lived a good life based on his works and your testimony. When that period comes at the end of the name, at the end, that's when you know who that person was. And today, this period was put on in such an elegant way that brother was definitely elevated, and he deserved every bit of praise that he got today. So I'm just saying that because this brother had a master's degree, he could have went professional fighting, but he wanted to go back to his community and become a teacher and serve. Yeah. You know what I'm saying is, this brother had an opportunity to go professional boxing. In 1973, boxing was at its height. Everybody, I'm a little older, so I know that. Louis probably know that too. But this brother decided not to go professional boxing and go back to his community. He became a teacher, got a master's degree, the whole 9 yards. I learned so much about this brother today, but this brother did for self. He got the knowledge of self. He kept his word. Every brother came up there and said he kept his word. He kept his word, and it was bomb with his life. And every brother said that the third part kept his word, and he did for self. Absolutely. Because he started a business. He used to sell eggs and stuff like that, the whole 9 yards. Yeah. So brother, you can tell. That's all I have for right now, brothers. Yes,
praise be to Allah. Thank you, Brother John.
I'm sorry, so much. One more thing. Brothers, let's use that chat. If you're not really saying nothing, come on, ask some questions in the chat and stuff. We'll read the chat and bring them up the whole 9 yards. Let's get everybody active.
Absolutely. I see my brother Khalil Al-Amin on the call. This is my hometown, brother. Good to see you, brother Khalil. Assalamu alaikum, black man. Yes, sir. You can speak up real quick, brother. We'd love to hear from you.
Oh no, can you hear me or?
Yeah, where
Yes, sir.
you ain't in Senegal, are you right now? Where you at? You on stateside? Where you at?
I'm sorry, but I was trying to get my camera together, man. I got 2, 3 phones going here like how you used to do, man. I was trying to get myself up to date
Yes, sir.
here. Can I
Yes,
click
sir.
my camera on real quick? Or I don't know. Can I?
We can see you. We can see you very
Oh,
well.
praise
Yeah.
you Allah, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
yeah, assalamu alaikum, man. Hello to all the
Walaikum
brothers out
salam.
there. Yeah, I'm actually leaving for Senegal next week.
Okay. Praise be
But
to
I'm
Allah.
very pleased to be invited and be a part of this. And as you know, me and you go way back. I got
Yes,
my
sir.
nation, Elijah Muhammad, all that. So
Yes.
I'm just really proud to be here. And then as well, we talk about you, Brother Mike, as well in
Praise
Senegal
be to
all
Allah.
the time at Brother Bashir's house. And
Oh, praise be to Allah. Yeah.
about you, he said the next time you come through, make sure you connect with him, come to his house, sit and eat with him and everything like
Yes.
that.
Yes.
And I just want to say to all the brothers on the phone, and I don't know, about his grandfather, Sheikh Adu Bamba,
Yes.
but it's just in the United States, the only person that I know, and then having learned about him later, but and just not to get too far from what the subject matter what we're talking about, but the only person, so as Sheikh Adu Bamba came to the west coast of Senegal and came up through the learning process through his father and teachers before him, and come to find out an Arab came to him too and taught him as well, and he considered him assistant to Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So you know about that story, Brother Mike.
Yes, sir.
So
yes, sir.
on tonight because it's kind of magical and it's not a spook. How the same thing happened to us here in the wilderness here, and the same thing was going on as well there, and that's a whole nother subject. But you know about that because you've been to Tuba, you've been there.
Yes.
But just the connection, the alignment, and the science of it. If you feel me, I'm trying to explain this.
Go ahead. You doing well, brother. You
Yes,
you can
sir.
go
I
ahead and
know
drop
you're
that
doing
out there,
good,
brother.
bro.
Yeah, because you right on point with this, and it's really in alignment. So I just want you to feel comfortable.
Not being disrespect to you or anything but
no, sir.
So many, some of y'all might know, but many of y'all may not know, because it's my brother who came to me when I was just a young man, and when you was first soldiering, going through the ranks, and came to me when I was just out here on the streets and started teaching me a little knowledge and brought me up. And I remember going to the meetings and see the rappers and all that and seeing you and just seeing you come through looking nice and sharp and out there. But a lot of people don't know this brother out here by himself, one man soldiering by himself and building a Ummah right here in Waterloo, Iowa. So, I mean, my respect to you. And then also to go to Senegal in West Africa. So a lot of people don't know that. And we got to touch on that later, but they talk about it all the time, brother. So you need to go back with me and come back and take your rightful place there as well.
Yes, sir.
Because they know as well, a lot of people don't know this, man. They know about Elijah Muhammad there. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's a big connection. And then Sheikh Adu Bamba fighting the resistance.
Yes.
For peace. And I mean, I don't want to go too far in it, but I just want to let people know that me, myself, because of you and because of Elijah Muhammad and the most honorable Louis Farrakhan, excuse me, I don't want to disrespect anybody, but then having knowledge of Sheikh Adu Bamba, I just want to say this, brothers. We are in this world, but we must walk in all the worlds. And so we must, brothers, and must together. And when you say when I'm in Africa, when I'm in the United States, when I'm here, what is mine is truly my brother's too. You must really mean by that, because when you do that, there is no hate. It's nothing but love for the next brother and his family. You know what I mean? Like, and then when I want to touch on something real quick, because this hit me the other night, and I really want to say this. And when you talk about really knowing yourself and God and you, so I don't know if y'all can see the image of the man sitting behind me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
this man was like Elijah Muhammad because an error came to him and taught him the true knowledge. Although he had knowledge of Quran and all this stuff, but he took it to the higher level. And I just want to say this, if y'all can understand this, and I'm gonna stop. I will stop after then and get y'all back. But to be, and it's not a spook thing. See, because Mike, when you were trying to teach me this a long time ago, it had to come with age, and I had to learn it. Okay.
Yes.
So
yes,
I'm
sir.
gonna put it like this: God in you. We know Allah, but God in you, because I know y'all brothers can understand this. So it's the 3 dimensions of the world, and you got to really know this to love your brother. Okay, so you really need to really study, brothers. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna put this out here. When people saw Jesus walk on the land, they saw the physical. When I went to Senegal, they said the slave caught this man, kept trying to get him to surrender his leadership, and he was on a big ship, a slave ship.
Yes.
Island to put him in exile. They tried to kill him many kind of ways and stuff like that. But so he was on the slave ship, and he threw his prayer rug into the waters, and he dove in. And so the white captives was happy. They were like, "Oh, we finally got rid of this great leader," you know. And when they looked over, he was floating on the water. And they said, "Well, how did he do that?" That's because the God in him, he walked in both worlds. He walked in the physical and the spiritual world. So to them, they saw the water, but his faith was so strong in himself and God in him that he was on the water, did his prayers, and then he came back up on the boat because he felt that was part of his mission. But if y'all can understand that, I'm just saying.
You all right, brother. You own it. Yes, bring it.
So I'm going to keep it real with y'all because I prayed with this brother.
Yes.
Brother Mike, y'all might not know it, but this brother walked between worlds. And I'm only saying that because I really know him. Yeah. And I'm just saying, brothers, if y'all can touch, I only touched y'all with that because sometimes people say they believe. And I think I'm trying to say this because you said we can't believe in no spook. It got to be right here. So when Jesus, some people know the Bible, when they say the footprints, when he walked on the sand and he said, "God, carry me." He walked on the sand, he walked on the waters, but he was really walking on ground because he had no fear of who he was, and he had no fear of his belief in the Most High. He had no fear, so he walked that walk. Yeah. So the same thing, just like that brother threw the rug over and threw it in the ocean, and he didn't drown because when you have no fear, y'all already know he gonna provide that ground, but you got to walk that walk. We are part of this world, but we must also be in the spiritual world to be part of this world. And I just want to say that we can talk about that.
Brother, you being careful, brother, and I appreciate you. But let me tell you something, brother. You hitting on so much right now, brother Khalil. And I appreciate it. I appreciate you bringing up the wonderful Sheikh. Because he was an amazing human being. I went to Touba. And when you go to Touba, you see the library of the books that came out of this black man. You see, they believed him almost to be God in person. They believe God is man. You see, so the brother was transformative. Brother being nice, being the environment, being sensitive. But I'll say it. The brother did an amazing work for our people. We've been so conditioned. Don't think the only holy city is in Mecca because they don't pay attention to black people and what black people have done. Being in Senegal, which is one of the origins, many of us coming up out of Senegal, through our enslavement, coming through the door of no return in Gorée. I've been to the island and all of the above. We don't realize how powerful Senegal is. 85%, nearly 90% Muslim. So when you go to Touba and you start to see what this brother did, when he talks about how they were persecuting the Sheikh, and how he cast his prayer rug upon the ocean. Now, some of us think that's spooky. That is not spooky. That is not spooky. The problem is our faith has been so short-circuited in terms of who we are, that we are not doing what we're capable of doing as black men. We learn about what Jesus did when he walked on water. We are locked into a mindset and a toxin that doesn't allow us to operate on absolute faith. This body is three-dimensional. We can travel. We can do all kinds of things. We have all kinds of power. So, when you mentioned that, brother, I'm really pleased by that. I had a great opportunity to come into some contact with some wonderful brothers. I was in Senegal, and I remember we went to the lumber yard, and I'm riding with to the lumber yard with some of the brothers, and the brothers, pull out his cell phone, and he pull up a video, and it was a video of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. You see, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that we have to unite with our brothers in Africa. We have brothers who are operating in other light centers around the world. And you can't say they're wrong, or you can't say we are all right. We just need to unite our righteousness as brothers, and then we can access a great power. This is what the enemy is afraid of. He knows that they're powerful black people. When you go study the history of Senegal, you study the Sheikh, and you study the great works that he's done, the mystery and the mystiqueness of his knowledge and the wisdom that he dropped, brother, it's undeniable. It goes right back to what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said. He said, the black man is God. Even the azan, brother, is powerful in Senegal. I used to wake up, hearing it come out of the soul of, am I telling a lie, Brother Khalil? Coming out of the soul of black men. We are so accustomed to Arab culture, which is really European influence Islam. We're not used to the knowledge that's coming out of the root, which is the black man. The black man is God. See, so I appreciate what you're saying, because it does tie right into what we're talking about, and it ties right in, because he did great works. You see what I'm saying? The brother, go ahead.
I say something, I'll cut you off, but it's just amazing that what I had learned, and Brother Bashir that taught me that, is he created the Mori, and Mori just means brotherhood, and he created, like, I want to touch on what you were saying, because he said, come to Tuba, I want you to feel as though you've seen Mecca. I want you to, this is the new Mecca. I want you to feel as if you are in Mecca. And I can say that I've never been anywhere. I haven't been in Mecca, but I go to Tuba because that's my Mecca. You know what I mean? And you do feel that you're in Mecca. And Arabs even came there. And now I'll get back to you. I don't want to take the, last time I was there, I went into where he used to keep his bed, and the sheikh he never slept on the bed. He put his writings and put the Quran on the bed, and that just shows you like the pureness of it. Imagine you don't even sleep on your own bed, but you put your writings and your Quran on the bed so it doesn't get dirty, and you sleep on the floor or whatever. But the Arabs had bought a piece of the Kaaba and left a piece of it, and now it sits above his bed. And because the truth was, though, they came over there to read the writings and his studies and everything, to see everything, like you said, that he was talking about. And they were just so amazed by the truth of it, they had to bow down to the truth, but they really came to see if it was true. So I just again, man, I'm just really, really proud that you invited me. And I hope that I'm going to make sure I make all the meetings, even if I'm there. And I want to connect.
Let's bridge that gap, brother. Let's bridge that gap.
This group right here with Senegal, I'm serious.
Yes, please.
It's about video, but I got a thing I'm working on right now that's a program that we're bringing brothers over my team. We bring brothers and sisters over to where we're talking about right now, Gambia, Senegal, to see what we're talking about. And Christian and Muslim, because like you say, we all need to be taught.
Yes, beautiful, brother, and absolutely, and let us know. You good, brother? You good? We go with the flow over here. It ain't all of that. We showing brotherhood. We like to let brothers get it off. Because that's important, and you bring something to the equation. Brothers all come from different. We may have brothers with different backgrounds, and and we respect that. We can't build a real brotherhood without that. We have to get out of this. As one of the brothers who used to frame it, religious gangbanging. We got to learn how to appreciate what's happening in each brother, and what's the light that's evolving out of each brother. but I appreciate everything you said, because I really, Senegal had a major impact on my life, and just being able to be around Black men and the beautiful African brothers and sisters, just beautiful human beings, very beautiful, and it's so important that, go ahead.
I'll tell you this, and I'll open this to anybody else that want the opportunity. And Brother Mike, I got a piece of land on it right now that I had posted on Facebook, but I got a piece of land next to my land. And then I also got land behind that land. I personally know the brother that got the land that, I mean, basically just giving it away. I don't want to put it like that, but not just to anybody. So, brother, right now, when you're ready, I don't care if you put a tent up right there. I got your land for you right there, bro. So
praise be to Allah. Praise be to Allah. Much love to you, brother. Much love to you, Black man. Brother Lewis Ali from the South over there beaming. Yes, sir. Brother Khalil, thank you so much, brother. We're going to build, brother. We're going to build. We're going to build. We're going to build. We're going to build, because we're trying to reach. We need to go global in every aspect. We got to reach our people, brother. That's our assignment. The Black man in America is unlike any other human being on the face of the earth, because what we have gone through. God has done something with our hearts. And those of us who can overcome the ego and all of the other madness, when we can reach that pure heartedness and the love of the brotherhood, then we have the capacity to touch the whole world. I heard the minister say, after 10 years in this process, we should be ready to take on the entire world. And I'm telling you, brothers, what we have in all of us, those are on this call, we have that capacity, but we have to stop speaking baby language. We got to grow up. We have to mature so we can go in and meet our brothers in the East and the West and wherever our brothers are, and develop relationships that will change everything for us with the help of Allah. Brother Lewis. You cutting out, Black man.
Hear me?
Okay, we can now.
Hear me, John?
You got to step in there a little bit more. You're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can hear you now. Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry, brothers.
Yes. Yes.
Brother Khalil, that was just incredible. That was beautiful, And I thoroughly enjoyed what I heard, and what I heard from Brother John, as well as your introduction, Brother Michael. Brother John said something that I think that we should start with. He said that we don't know each other. And that's why we must be brothers first. It's such an incredible platform for us to begin to hear how other brothers are thinking, and to share a little bit of our thinking, and to mature enough, as you said, Brother Mike, to realize that none of us are really independent.
That's right.
But as we grow up, we learn the value of interdependency.
Yes, yes.
And mutual collaboration. I haven't been to Senegal, but you paint a really bright picture, Brother Khalil. Maybe I'll have to. We were supposed to come last year.
Come on, come with
me.
Yeah.
I'd love that,
Yeah. And Brother Lewis,
Michael, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Bashir is connected to the family of that sheikh, Sheikh Obama. So I met Bashir in Iowa, and his good brother had a store. But I just want to say that, so Khalil is a good contact. Go ahead, Brother Lewis.
I really would like to come. Me and my wife, we were supposed to come last year, but our schedule wouldn't allow us to do it. But we definitely want to come to Senegal,
Yes, yes.
But I want to go back, Brother Michael, to something that you said in your introduction, and you mentioned, as we talk about self-determination.
Yes.
And there is no mystery God.
Yes.
You mentioned the word laziness and lazy. And over the years, I've thought a lot about laziness. Did you know that being lazy is not natural to life? Because we have to struggle even to get out of our mother's womb. And the first law in the universe is motion. The
Come on,
second
brother.
one is order. So it's not natural to be lazy, trifling, or even slow. Slowness is very offensive to things that are living. When you just get in the way, call yourself a leader, and clog up the system, you can be driving on the highway, and if you get to going too slow, it's very offensive to people, Brother Michael.
Yes.
Then you get a
So,
ticket for driving too slow.
right, you know, you can't be in leadership and be slow thinking, slow moving, way back in ancient
Yes, sir.
times.
That's right.
Brother John mentioned AI. See, the world is moving fast. But AI is really not faster than the average thought, which is 24 billion miles per second. All right? So this is the way we should start thinking. What is causing us to be slow and lethargic is believing the lies of Yakub's grafted devil, who are actual thought police who feed the human being lies that cause us to live only in the primitive parts of our own mind. We don't even use all of our mind space.
Come on.
Now, we just met a beautiful brother who was very familiar with Senegal, an African continent, probably. How do we interconnect if he's in motion and I'm stagnant? That means that in order to have a relationship with me, if that be the truth, then he has to drag me along. So truth is very important. And that's the reason why the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Sister Ava used to highlight this all the time. John already knows what I'm going to say. Said we don't need soft talk when it comes to the truth.
That's right.
We need direct truth that penetrates the poison of our mind, purifies our mind, and begins to put us in motion to build and do something for ourselves. Now, when people are really, really slow and lethargic, one of the main things that they do is they become idolater worshipers or idol worshipers, whatever label. I call them the idolaters. And they put off what they should be doing today to future generations. The minister, when we join the nation, he insists that we walk fast. He showed us how to sit down in seats. He taught us how to be disciplined, but he taught us how to feed our mind the truth that lays pressure on us, that makes us want to get up and do something for ourselves.
Facts.
One of the characteristics of death is no motion. And there's a scripture in the Bible that says that the grave praise God not. You can't praise God if you're dead. And so the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he said so much powerful stuff. I want to say something that he talked about, and this is for every Muslim, but it's really for every Christian too. Did you know that you cannot be a good Muslim or Christian, really, if you don't believe in the resurrection of the dead? Did you know that, Brother Michael?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You have to believe in the resurrection of the dead. Now, look at what he said in point number 5. We believe in the resurrection of the dead, not in physical resurrection, but in mental resurrection. We believe that the so-called Negro, I like to say need to grow, are most in need of mental resurrection. Therefore, they will be resurrected first. Furthermore, we believe we are the people of God's choice. As it has been written, that God would choose the rejected and the despised. We find no other persons fitting such description in these last days more than the so-called Negro in America. We believe in the resurrection of the righteous. See, we're not yet fully resurrected because our people are not feeding fully on the truth. Now, I say something to John, and this is regular talk. You too.
Yes.
We must respond rather than just react to what's going
Come
on
on.
to us.
Come on. Come on.
Our inability to get beyond the emotions of our era. Now, we made an era. It ain't a mistake at this point. We made an era. God did not come in person for us to integrate. He wants to take us off the bottom and put us on top of the world to serve in the resurrection process all over the world. You just told me the brother was listening to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in Senegal and probably responding better in Senegal than some of us are responding in Southern America. So we got to pick up the pace in terms of doing something for ourselves. This mystery God teaching is one of the most poison. It is the most poison thing that you could ever possibly believe, because what it does, it causes you to be lethargic, and it causes you to think that someone else is going to do it for us. And the truth be told, Brother Michael,
Come on, brother. Come on.
God wants to use us to make and build a new civilization that is not modeled after the old civilization. And that's why we should get busy. I think someone has some, oh yeah. That's why we should get busy building this new world. And our whole talk should be about doing for ourselves and thanking God for coming in person. Last point. In order to do that, there's something that the elder Black people had that we've lost. We've lost our humility.
Yes, sir.
And in losing our humility, we're losing our humanity. And see, believe it or not, God don't have to choose us. He can replace us with another people.
Absolutely.
This is what we got to really deal with. I was mentioning last week on the show, we talked about the #1 gospel song at the coming of Master Fard Muhammad was Kumbaya, my Lord. Church wasn't finished until we sung the song Come by here, Lord, for people who don't understand Southern. You know what I'm talking about. Come by here, Lord. Come by here. Someone's praying, Lord. Come by here. Someone's singing, Lord. Come by here. All the talk was about God coming, and he came.
Yes.
And we started rising under the leadership of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And we turned on that man. And we've been going to hell ever since we turned away from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Now, I don't know about the rest of everyone else. But I don't believe that God can bless us and have new inventions that are deeper than AI come through us in the arrogant, narcissistic, unrepentant way that we have become, to where we want to kill each other, we want to abuse our women, and we don't believe in the resurrection of the dead no more. That's because right. We're not asking for the Spirit of God to guide us anymore. And I'm not talking about us on this call, but I'm making a general comment in my opening comment about where we are now. We're going to have to get to the point to where we recognize God didn't create no one without aim and purpose. And our purpose for being here is to build a new world.
Yes, sir.
Brother Lewis, beautiful, beautiful words. And I appreciate, the tone. Well, both you and Brother John are helping to set. And of course, Brother Khalil really opened me up because of my associated experiences. This mystery God piece, I didn't realize, even as I was reflecting, I started, listening to them. I listened to the message of the Black man this morning after I got up for prayer. I had this audio of the message to the Black man. So I just started listening, because trying to tune my mind up and my brain up to what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad has been saying to us, and it's something so interesting. And Brother Khalil, you mentioned maturity. as we grow, you start to hear things on a much deeper level than you heard it maybe in some of your initial pass-bys or readings and study, you know. And I noticed that the theme of what he was saying to us was to get this toxin out of us. So somebody mentioned, I don't know, it might have been Brother Tony mentioned last week, the Savior's Day with Honorable Elijah Muhammad called it operate on me, Allah. You know, where he was asking Allah, he said, oh, operate on me and take the devil out of me. We have no idea how deep this thing has gone into our bone marrow.
Yes, sir.
Where we have an unreasonable expectation for somebody to do for us what we are able to do for ourselves. One of the reasons why we do not unite is because he has put us on these little islands. In this world has put us on these little islands, these miniature islands, where we think we can make it. We think if I go over here and get some bread from the oppressor, I'm good. And we forget about my brother and my sister, my people over here. This is why all of the entertainers in the world have become extraordinarily selfish. They don't come back into the communities in the way that they should, and they show off their wealth. And I'm not trying to beat them over the head, but that's what they're doing. They become mannequins, as I heard the minister say years ago, and they show off their wealth, dangling in front of us what we think is a form of success, and it's not real success. You see, so the point is that I'm getting at this mystery God teaching. This has disconnected us from reality in the deepest sense. Because now, you know, when you think about post-slavery, we think about coming right off the plantation. We knew clearly who the enemy was. You know what I'm saying? We knew clearly that we could be lynched at any moment, walking up the street. You know, we could be lynched, stripped out of our family. We knew clearly. It was something about that sense of awareness and that urgency that made us to know that we got to go plant something in the soil, that we got to go work these cows, that we got to go milk these cows, that we got to go raise these chickens and get our own eggs and eat. We weren't worried about how luxurious it was. We wasn't worried about whether or not we had a Bentley. Give me a cow. I know that doesn't sound like the thing you want to hear, but in a minute, and I'm just kind of issuing this kind of as like a warning in the sense, we're going to be wishing we had a cow again. Because when the food shortages that are already happening in this country, and let alone not even just to think of food shortages, the corruption in the food is not even food anymore. That's how attached we are to the system of our enemy. So I'm trying to drive this point because I wanted to attack it. I know some are like, oh, y'all finna get real religious. No, we never get religious. We're not being, it's not, no, we get into the science of the toxin that's been put in us. The toxin that's been put in our mind. This is why we are not doing a thing that we should be doing for ourselves in a collective way. We got a lot of individualized successes, but a collective success is what is going to sustain us all together. So we got to come out of the mystery God. Ain't no mystery God. Ain't this illusion that our enemy planted in our brain. He planted this madness in our. And then think about this, brothers. Just reason with me. I don't care what your religion is. Just reason with me on this. How in the hell do we expect for the man who beat us into the ground, stripped us of everything that makes us a human being, raped our women, children? You heard it before, but let's reason with me on just using reasoning skills, the highest form of mathematics. How do you expect for him to give you a proper connection with the source of our existence that would allow us to go free as a people? How did we become a real man under a system that was designed to keep us boys, man? I say the hell with a system like that. Brother Lewis, come with it, brother. We're getting this thing is finna cook. I'm just letting y'all know. So get ready for it.
Just like it ain't a mystery. Just like it, I'm gonna say it, but just like it's not a mystery God, there's no mystery devil.
Come on.
Right.
See, we got to deal with that kind of truth now.
Right.
And we got to deal with that need to grow mentality that gives comfort to the devil, aiding and abetting the devil in destroying our community. Did you know the kind of people, and we got to start with ourselves first. See, brother Michael, we have to have an inward movement. At one point, we had a movement where we're out marching and trying to get others. We don't need to do any of that no more. Our focus needs to start to be more inward, so to speak. You know, when most people call me and say, "How you doing, Brother Lewis?" How do I answer, Brother John?
Fighting the
Still
devil,
fighting the
brother. I'm
devil.
still
Yeah.
fighting the devil, brother.
I'm still fighting the devils. That's the way I answer the phone. That's the way I talk. Because it's an inward fight and an external fight. And the minute you stop fighting, they overcome you internally and externally.
Come on.
That's right.
See, you can excuse yourself. Well, if you got litter and you know that litter destroys property value, if you have litter and debris all out in front of your house and lot, what is your justification of not doing something for yourself and picking up the litter? Oh man, the city will pick it up. That ain't my job. That ain't my job. We like to talk like that. What do you mean it ain't your job? If your relative just made their transition, did you do a succession? Did you try to get possession and get all the family members together? I'm talking about responsibility now, so this might get some people angry.
Come on, you with it?
To try to get the property so that you can build something on top of your parent or loved one's sacrifice? Did you paint the house? Did you cut the grass? What are we doing for ourselves? These are things that I can get people upset because I talk like this. See, we know what the Caucasian has done. What about the taxes on that property? See, these are real conversations, Brother Michael.
Real conversation.
Who's paying the taxes on Big Mama's house?
Come on.
Who's looking after Big Mama's house? I know Big Mama ain't have a dog in the house, but you got a big dog in the house now. And you call your house and you hear roof versus yes. But who's taking care of those taxes? This is a real conversation.
Yes.
See? When you start talking about responsibility, what about our children? Have you taught your children anything black and conscious? Have you taught your children about identity? Did you have enough humility to praise someone other than yourself?
You give them the knowledge.
In light of your children? Did you tell your children about other great men in your family and great men in your community? Because sometimes children, most of the time they get to a certain age because they're intelligent. You shouldn't take it personal. They rebel. Have you put the proper infrastructure in place? Oh, you're rich. You say you make $150,000 a year. Great, wonderful. Keep the money. But question I got for you, homeboy, who's gonna marry those 3 little girls you got?
Come on with it.
This is all part of the responsibility to give you a legacy. These are things that we want to help each other start to really figure out as we talk about self-determination. Self-determination doesn't start with the big things. It starts with the basic, small, little bitty things.
That's right.
That Booker T. Washington and Marcus Garvey and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and so many, they were trying to get us to be responsible. And right now, in 2026, I'm not a betting man, but we are more irresponsible collectively than we ever been before.
Yeah.
You can't tell your son to pull his pants up. What? Who should tell him? The white man to pull his pants up and to take those earrings out of his tongue? He used to have 2 in his ears. Now he got 2 in his tongue. What's that about? See, the enemy is trying to show us as savages so that he can justify why the country went bankrupt when in fact the so-called chosen people of God were given all the money. They're sending all of this money to Israel and they need a scapegoat. So when you start pushing us, and I'm glad you did this show because that's what we should be doing
That's right.
pushing each other as men. If you have a brother and he doesn't want to take care of his children, he don't want to take care of them. In fact, he don't give a damn about it.
Mm.
How should the brotherhood respond to that brother? If you got a brother and you done lied to that man and borrowed some money, let me ask you a question. I'm not trying to, I'm just being honest. I got to say these things.
Come on, brother. Yeah.
It must be brothers first.
Yeah.
If you loan me $100 because I'm down on my luck, and I don't have the $100 to pay you back when I said I was going to pay you back, what is my responsibility? Is it your responsibility to call me, or is it my responsibility to say I have the humility? I don't have the money, but I promise you, Brother Lewis got enough humility to pick up that phone or come to you in person probably and say, Brother Michael,
Yeah.
I'm still fighting the devils, but they didn't want a couple rounds of me. And I'm asking you for a little more time.
Absolutely.
I think it was Brother Tony. It might have been Brother Tony last week that said something.
Yeah.
See, this false pride makes us not want to say, I'm sorry, I didn't know, or I made a mistake.
That
This
was
is
the
all
brother.
about-
That was the
Which
brother you
brother?
invited.
Brother Barry.
The one you invited from, brother Barry.
Okay, I thought it was Brother Tony, but you remember that there.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna stop and give someone else some time to talk.
Yeah, I want to before I go to you, come to you, nephew, because we're coming right over to you. I just wanted to say this because it is important to note, this subject is very aggressive. It is a very aggressive subject because we are attacking a serious toxin. This is probably right at the top, if not the number one issue that we're suffering from as Black men.
That's right.
Listen, in the scripture, it says that Ezekiel, in the book of Ezekiel, talking to that son of man, he was trying to prophesy unto the people, telling them to wake up, helping to warn the people. And I remember the minister kind of teaching, he said the bones rattled and, they clamored a little bit, like we do. We clamor and we rattle a little bit, but the bones didn't get together. See, but then he said, he told that same son of man, he said, now prophesy unto the winds. And then the bones started to get together. We're in a season where the winds are being prophesied unto, right, as we speak. Now, and I'm not talking spooky. We have to face reality. We are looking at the fall of an empire.
That's right.
We're looking at the unraveling of an empire before our eyes, brother.
Yes.
We can't sit here and hold on to it and fall with it. We have to be wise enough and intelligent enough and become moral and become the moral superior and become brothers so that we can pull together in a season like this and be ready to turn our plowshares into pruning hooks and start to help rebuild the broken and beat down cities. That's what we're on our way to, because this thing is going down and is not going to be saved. I'm sorry. Don't sit around complaining about Donald Trump. Thank Allah for Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the best thing that happened to Black people probably in the last 400 years. And you might say, what? Okay. Because you're still tied to the political system. If you're still concerned about that, you're still tied to hope that they're going to produce something that's going to save us. But damn it, they ain't never produced nothing that saved us. Let the devil do what he got to do so that we can wake the hell up and do what we are supposed to do, Black man. And stop being some bootlicking Negroes running around waiting on our slave master to feed us, bro. That just makes no sense for another man. We should feel ashamed of ourselves if we got to let another man feed us, bro. You see, we should feel shame and disgusted with ourselves as brothers that we got to let somebody else rear our children. Our children are savage because you're right, Brother Lewis. We ain't taught them anything. We got the responsibility to teach them. That's why the first act of war that Honorable Elijah Muhammad committed. And I want to, before I come to you, nephew, I'm on my way, so just hold tight. He created independent education. That was one of the first acts of war that he declared outside of the general establishment of the truth. He created an independent school because he knew something very, very important. that you cannot go free from the people that are your oppressors and your enemy, and you're still allowing them to educate you. What kind of sense does that make? See, some of this is just, it requires common sense, bro. How the hell you gonna keep sending your children to your enemy you got some white girl telling your children how to be human beings, how to be civilized? Think over that. Pardon my passion, but we got to call it for what it is. We're talking about responsibility, self-determination. You still believing in the mystery God, you send your babies for 8 hours to somebody that don't even know your child. And then they come home and then they get on a computer and then you don't tell them nothing.
That's right.
You don't say nothing to them.
No debriefing from the day.
No debrief, nothing to them to get their mind right. You just let the toxin grow in their brain. It's something drastically wrong. I want to acknowledge a couple of our guests, and I'm coming to you, nephew, Brother Carlton. I think you might have, I don't know my brother, but I just want to acknowledge you, Brother Carlton, in the mix. Then I see Brother Jack, Brother Lavelle. Who else on here? Brother Fatir. I see you, black man. And then we got an undisclosed user, Zoom user, but we just want to acknowledge you.
Brother Tony.
Yeah. Like salam, sir. Nephew, where you at?
I'm right here. You could turn my video on for me?
Yeah. Let me turn it on. Yeah, because you was over there doing calisthenics or something. We was like,
oh, no, I was
aesthetically, that just wasn't pleasing. Go ahead.
It's all still on.
There you go. Here it go. Right here. There it goes. So, first, I would like to say, probably about 5 or 6 years ago, when I was like working back into like studying the teachings of the nation, after at the end of my college football career, I heard the minister say that if Black people knew the reality of God and Jesus, our condition could change overnight. And at first hearing that, I didn't really, I heard it. And it was like, okay, now it's in my subconscious. I got to put it to work and see what that really means. I didn't really fully understand what that meant when I first heard it. But now I see it. I see it deeper. The false God that we say we claim that we believe in God, but our actions don't align with that. And I can see it a lot in the youth. I just got off the phone with one of my homies, and we were just talking about some of our homies that are struggling, ourselves struggling. And I look at the deeper root of the problem, with the complaining that, this is hard, we complain about this. And I think to myself, to even complain is to think that somebody is going to come save you. Like, because listen, if I was to complain right now about my situation, I'm only complaining because I want somebody to hear it. If nobody's around, you're not going to complain. So for me to complain is to mean that I want someone to hear it, and I want somebody to do something about what I'm complaining about instead of doing it myself. So to sit up complaining is already believing a false God, but most people don't study themselves enough to even realize that's what it is. I don't fully believe in God because I'm complaining about my condition. Like, this wasn't put on me to be successful if I had the right perspective. So number one, just like you said, Dr. Lewis spoke on being lazy, the laziness. As Black men, what I realized in myself and with most other Black men that I'm, in relation with, or brothers, we have to wake up every single day and fight. It's a factor in ourselves that they created for us to self-destruct. I got to wake up every day and do something to fight that. If I don't, that day is going to get over on me. And then the next day, if I don't do nothing, that day is going to get another percentage on me. And next thing you know, 2 weeks later, I'm self-destructing every day because I didn't do nothing for myself. That's a factor they created in us about shaping the way that we believe in God and how we're supposed to live, and all these little itty bitty suggestions and all the TV shows and with the food and all these little itty bitty suggestions. It really teaching us how to live, but we're not paying attention. We just coasting, go through our day, watch a TV show, like you said, send your kids to school, go to the grocery store. Oh, they got food. Don't worry about food. They got food in the grocery store. It's 10 grocery stores down the street. Don't worry about making your own food. They got the food for us. I'm tripped out. I'm going to the grocery stores. I'm looking around. Yeah, we getting food. We got the money to get the food, but I'm looking around. I'm seeing all these unhappy people. I'm thinking like, dang, why is all these people in the grocery store unhappy? Because it's in the food. The food is literally producing how you think. after Ramadan this year, I had some of the clearest thoughts that I had all year from the previous. I had some of the clearest thoughts coming out of Ramadan, and I realized, like, dang, it's really the food. I was eating less, and I'm not gonna say my diet is. I'm eating less food. The chemicals and the toxins in the food are affecting my mind less. You know, so I'm thinking much more clear. But as Ramadan went away, as I started to, I'm eating more during the day now. Now I done got back to 2 meals, and I'm eating Cheetos again, and this and that. Now I'm a little bit. It's a little bit hard for me to get up in the morning, but I know what I'm supposed to be doing. It's a little bit harder for me to push through this workout. I got the little. I just finished reading for the first time ever the How to Eat to Live 1 and 2. I got these little feelings in my knees and and other parts of my body, and I'm thinking like, man, I'm still young. Like, what is this coming from? It's in the food. And as I got on this health journey, this healing journey, I realized that the pinnacle of a health journey is not to be able to buy the most healthy food that they provide. I'm like, bro, at the end of the day, they still providing it.
Come on.
I can go get the coconut water. I can go get the best bread. But I'm like, bro, this food is. I'm putting this food into my body. I don't even know who made this. I don't have no clue. And then when you look at the root of it, all the companies that own the lower level brands of food, they all run a business, a monopoly together. So they all working with each other. There's no way out eating these people's food. And I really realized, like, man, I understand what Elijah said now. You're not free until you got your own land to express what you really want to do and create on that land. Because if you eating another man's food, man, he could put whatever in that food, man. They putting whatever in this food, and I don't really. To even eat their food is to believe in a false God. We don't believe we can go produce our own food.
Yes, sir.
To learn to go do it. It's heavy, but the false God. I think, Uncle, you said that this is close to number one. I think this is number one because I feel like if we really knew God, like how we should, and we understood like the examples and the prophets and everything that we were sent to know how to live. I tell the young cats now, and please tell me if I'm wrong. I tell them, well, I've told some recently that God, knowing God, just the idea of him, that alone not gonna do nothing for you. You just knowing him, it has to be you knowing him and doing what he said to do to save yourself. Just knowing who God is and just, I know that, you ain't gonna get nothing out of that. You have to, he already gave you the word, he gave you examples. You have to do what they did to get the benefits that they got. If you just know him in itself, that's nothing. That in itself, God, in that sense, God ain't gonna, he can't do nothing for you. It's almost like nothing. It's almost like you say, I believe.
Absolutely.
So it's like me, what I realized that it's really, even though I grew up in Islam, I think that it's still in our blood and DNA on how they taught us about God years back, that we have to wake up and fight that laziness in us because they taught our ancestors this before Islam got brought back to us. So it's in our blood that sometimes we'll sit up and get in this mode. We feel like our life will get tough. It'll get real, really real. But we'll feel like somebody's coming, but nobody's coming. It's us that's supposed to come.
Come on with it, Neff.
It's literally
come on with it.
Like,
yes.
The Savior came here to show us how to save ourselves, to bring him out of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Not for him to come out of somewhere, no, to bring him out of ourselves. It's you. It's me.
Yeah. Yes.
So
that's right.
It's a struggle, but it's just I'm working on trying to simplify it. Take out.
You getting it? You there?
He froze.
Look like we lost him up. But you're right on point, nephew. I want to go right over here to Carlton, brother. Carlton, welcome, brother.
Assalamu alaikum.
Go alaikum salam, sir.
Hey, I don't know. I'm gonna tell you. I don't know how the heck I got on this particular brotherhood, somebody sent me a link this evening, and I was like, okay, let me check this out.
Brother Tony sent it to you.
Okay, I'm okay, brother
Sure,
Tony.
brother Tony, I thought that was me.
Okay, that's my brother.
Well, welcome, brother.
I'm very happy to be here with you, brothers, man. This is something that I wanted to be on part of.
That's
Brothers,
great, brother.
we're talking about this.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that this is a good start. For me,
Yes.
it's a good start. I don't know how long you've been doing this, but for
Yeah.
me, it's a good start
Yes,
because
sir.
it's producing the dialogue that men need to be having for the future of our
Come on.
family, and people. That's my philosophy. Self, family, and people. And I
People,
got
yes.
that from Elijah Muhammad.
Yes.
I am a deep believer in the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
It is our total salvation.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing more complete for the black man in America but the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Come on, bro.
Okay? We are not going to make it out of this situation without this teaching of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. It's complete.
Come on.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
It teaches us how to eat to live.
Yes.
It teaches of us of an economic blueprint
Come
by
on.
which we could make it out of this thing.
Come
You know
on.
what I mean?
Come on, brother. Come
It teaches
on.
us about our women. It teaches us
Yes.
about our children. It
Teach,
tells us
brother.
that we need to know the science of defense. We need to know the
Yes.
science of how to eat. We need to know the science of farming. We need to know the science of agriculture.
Yes.
We have a complete knowledge
Yes, sir.
of how to get ourselves
Yes.
out of it. Now,
Yes.
what we need to be able to do is compartmentalize where we want to go first.
Mm-hmm.
I've been listening to Dr. Aleem. He's been coming on the prayer and fasting.
Yes.
And this has been my mentor. I don't know. He's been my mentor from the beginning when I came into the Nation of Islam. He was my first minister. He was really my only minister. And I came under Brother Sharif. They call him Brother Sharif, but Brother William is my captain. I was one of the best. I was the top lieutenant. Okay.
Okay. All right, soldier.
And
Yes,
I'm very
sir.
proud of that particular accomplishment.
Yes.
But I just wanted to say, man, I'm just watching right now, and I want us to be able to go into the nuances of what we're going to do tomorrow, because right now we know that that they're feeding us while we fast and pray. When we come off of our fast and praying, we're going to have to go into their grocery store and pick up the fruit, like Brother Elijah was saying over there. We're going to have to pick up their fruit with their label on it. We're going to pick up what they got for us.
Come on.
It is not good for us. It's not giving us the proper nutrition.
That's right. That's right.
And look, the land is for sale.
Yes.
Okay? We just not buying it. We just not united enough to buy it. I know that there's 260 acres that is available for sale right now for $750,000 right now in the state of Maryland. But I know I can get that land probably by myself. You know what I mean? I know I can get it by myself. I've gotten land by myself. But the reason why I don't have it today is because I don't have my brother. We're not united.
That's right, brother. That's right.
I've gotten
That's right.
land like that. I've gotten plenty of land in the city. I bought, I'm telling you, I bought hundreds and fifties of properties where it was rental properties and you rehab it, you get your people in it, they renting from you and sold them, bought them, lost money, all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm gonna tell you what the problem is? The problem is I'm not united with my brothers.
That's right. That's right.
That's the problem.
That's
I don't
the problem.
have no finance department.
That's right. That's right,
I don't
brother.
have no finance department. We got to get together and do a dialogue on the 9 ministries that Dr. Aleem has been speaking about with regards to what the minister asked him to do in reorganizing the Nation of Islam. Whether being done at national or not, we have to present ourselves as men and say, hey, this is what we're doing. And this is what we want to make binding to our capital, our national headquarters, that they may
Yes.
acknowledge that we're doing these things.
Yes.
So I hope that as the days go on, that we actually do this. I hope that I get the link again, and one
Oh,
of
yeah.
these days we compartmentalize and we start talking about how we're going to deal with our medical situation. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You know
We're
what I
gonna
mean?
do it.
Absolutely.
They're not treating us right medically. And I have
That's
so
right.
many ideas of how we can do a hospital, to
Yes.
help Dr. Lean to establish a hospital.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because at the
Yeah.
end of the day, brothers, we getting diseases, man.
Yes, sir.
Because we eating their bad food, for one thing. You know what
Yes.
I mean? We getting their bad information and their bad everything. The air
Yes.
that we breathe is bad. But
Yes.
we have to perform. I don't mean to be long, but y'all got
Oh,
me
you
excited.
fine. You fine, black man. You fine. You at home. Mhm.
You brothers got me excited, brother. I'm telling you.
All
Yes.
praises be to Allah,
So, I
brother.
mean,
Yes, sir.
I'm
Good.
glad I didn't overlook this link. And
Yes.
I'm glad that I came on. And I just want to say, hey, look, we got a lot of work to do.
Yes.
And I'm
Well,
thankful for
praise
you,
be to
brother.
Allah. Thank you, beloved.
Regardless to our differences, because I know we're going to meet some differences.
Yes. Yes.
Because we're lions, brother, in a cage.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So we got that God in us. So we're going to come into conflict. But
Yes.
no matter how we come into conflict, I love you. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
I need you.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely.
We need each other. And that's all
Absolutely.
I want to say. And I'm going to listen to what everybody else has to say. And I hope that I want to talk to whoever so that we can get compartmentalized on what we're going to do next. Assalamu alaikum.
Absolutely. Well,
Yes,
alaikum
sir.
salam. Thank
Yes,
you so
sir.
much, brother Carlton, and you right in
Praise
lockstep,
Allah.
brother, and appreciate it. And I really want to just draw for one point before I transition to brother Daryl and then brother Jack, and that is maturity. Is that it's okay for us to have differences. See, we got to get over that, because some of us are just at different stages of our development and how we look at things, and that's okay. That's okay, brother Khalil. You mentioned something. Look at you. You start in our relationship with the teacher Elijah Muhammad. Now you are traveling over the world. You're on another side of the globe and developing relationships. Do we discount that? No, we have to embrace that and build from that. That's maturity. If we don't get to the point where we can, if we had to go to Japan, I remember the minister went on a World Friendship Tour. You seen the minister and Mother Farrakhan sitting around in their assemblies while they were celebrating, and Mother was moving like this. This is people who have cultural refinement. And if we can't do that with each other, my God, we want to continue to put it up because we disagree. That's unintelligent. The disagreement is just the basis for us to sharpen each other. Because as my brother Carlton so beautifully said, at the root, as long as I love you, brother, as long as we have the mind that we want to win, we can work out the differences. We may go in the back room, and put on the gloves and say, hey, let's go at it. And when we come out that room, we do just like the other people do. We ain't trying to beat them, but the Elijah Mama said, study them in the ways of business, but they're successful. Do you notice when they come out that room, they have a plan? And do you know that they win what they plan? And you know how you know they win what they plan? Because they're ruling right now. They're ruling the planet because when they walk out that room, their plan is together. And guess who the victim of that plan is? You and I. So we got to grow the hell up. Excuse my expression. We got to mature. That's where it starts, brother. It starts with us growing the hell up. I don't give if you believe different, that's okay. But can we agree that we got to fix the problem that's going on with the black man? Can we agree on that? And we can agree on that. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that's the basis of love. Now we can start to build something from there. Let's start there. Then we can, like my brother said, Carlton, compartmentalize it. Once we compartmentalize what we need to work on, then we go to work on that. Brother Carlton, we are in motion. We like 18 shows in, but we got plans, brother. We ain't just talking here. We talking and we moving. Brother Daryl, and then we're gonna come to brother Jack.
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, sir.
Yes, sir. This is another beautiful platform again. And this topic, there is no mystery, God. It brings to my mind Surah 2, 114, when it reads, and who is more unjust than he who prevents men from the mosque of Allah and from his name being remembered therein, and strives to ruin them. In my mind, when I substitute the word mosque for temple, I think of our general order to take charge of this post and all temple property in view. I'm also reminded of that the temple doesn't not only refer to a building or edifice.
That's right. That's right.
That we are the temple.
Temple.
And
yes.
so, you know, and then I was talking with another brother, and we it came up that we even have a temple in our mind. Let a boxer, like a brother Dwayne, hit you on that temple. It's probably going to be lights out.
Lights
but,
out.
That's right.
But the thing is, you know, it says keeping men from the temple. What does that mean? What are we saying? So if I'm the temple, if we are the temple, and the temple is in us, so what are you saying when what's more unjust than preventing a man from the mosque or from the temple, from himself? So to me, on another level, is also saying keep a man from the knowledge of self, from the knowledge of God. You see what I'm saying? Because if you're keeping a person from himself, if this is the temple on that spiritual level, on a higher level, you're saying you keep him from that knowledge, and to know self is to know God, is to know devil. We're talking about there's no mystery God. So all these kind of thoughts is going through my mind. And then I'm listening to all the brothers laying these beautiful, making all these beautiful points. And I think it was Brother Lewis talking about we need to have an inward movement. I remember Brother Ansari was talking about, he referred to that as a jihad. We need to have an internal jihad. And like you guys were saying earlier, it's getting pointless to just blame the white man. The young brother, I think you said your nephew, he said, why complain? And then when he said that, my mind said, man, he's right. He said, all praises belong to Allah. So who are we complaining to? You're looking for someone else to help you. And I remember, what's that brother name? The rapper, 50 Cent. He's being interviewed one time. And it was like, he was telling the interviewer that I never ran from a situation. He said, run home? Who was I going to run to? There's nobody at home to run to.
Come on,
he said,
come on.
What was I going to do? Run home and get me? You know what I'm saying? So I'm hearing all of this. And then the minister has been giving us ample warnings. And I know the scripture tell us to hear and obey. We are to heed the warning, because we look at COVID-19, they hit everyone the same, especially those of us who did not take the shot. And you look at scripture, you look at Noah. The flood didn't hit everybody the same. There was a great flood in his day, but it didn't hit everybody the same. So it would behoove us to get on the ball, to wage this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wage this jihad and to start heeding the warning, start doing for self, planting our gardens, pulling our resources together, and do what we got to do.
Absolutely. Beautiful, brother Daryl. Appreciate your beautiful spirit, my brother, and what you're saying, because it's right on point, Black man. You know, in fact, I appreciated every brother that's coming across, you know, because I'm, you know, something about the point of view. And if you're really just looking at it from your point of view and perspective, brother, this is we are having some of the most beautiful moments. And it's not just emotional. It's not just that. It's not just emotional moments. It is something happening. And I want you to realize this, because it's already coming to me. It's something happening. We are creating an energy that is penetrating the algorithm of life.
That's right.
See, I promise you, we're going to be, listen, bro, if you're really, really with it, if you're maturing, and I believe I'm maturing, I ain't got no time, man. Okay, you believe this. Okay, bro, we can chop that up over here later on. But do you believe we need to eat? Do you believe we need food? Do you believe we need clothing? Do you believe we need shelter? Do we need to take care of our women, as Brother Carlton, and our children? Do you believe that? Because if you believe that, damn it, then we believe enough together to go do something together, bro. And then we can work on that other stuff later on. The Black man is God. He got all kinds of different expressions. You see what I'm saying? So don't trip on the Black man's expression. We created every type of center of light. So Buddhism, we created that center of light. That's 35,000 years old. It's in our lesson. We created that light. That's a light center. Okay, maybe it's not the one we need to be dependent on, Brother Carlton. I'm in agreement with you. I'm in agreement with what you said. You know, but there's another brother over here with a light center over there. It's a light center over there. It's a Hebrew Israelite light center. But listen, let's not just go try to put the brother light out. If that light is upholding that brother to a point where he's becoming conscious, let's appreciate where he is.
That's right.
And let's build a brotherhood out of the best of what we can of our brother. The best part, not the thing that we don't agree on. Let's see if we can come together on the best. We are excellent at disagreeing. Oh shit, we have mastered the art of disagreement. Y'all know I'm telling the truth, brother. We are mastered the art of disagreement. We know how to argue and disagree with one another. And then we also know how to develop what I call pissing contests. We pissing everywhere. We got to stop that, bro. It's not going to, unity will not come about with that kind of mindset. It will only come about when I can look at my brother, follow that prescription that was given to us in the lesson. He did not care about the poor part. He did not care. He kept the best part preserved for himself. Himself, yourself, myself, ever since he made it. The best part is in the holy city, Mecca. It's not talking about Mecca, Arabia, brother. It's talking about the Mecca of yourself. You see, the place where knowledge and wisdom of the original man first started, when the planet was found. That's you. That's me. Brother Jack, because I'm lit. I want to let everybody get it off. Go ahead, Brother Jack.
First of all, Brother Tony, you know when you start talking like that, you get that energy rolling. So keep that energy
you already
up.
know.
That's right. Allah Akbar, brother. First of all, I'm gonna pray that Allah chooses the right words for me to speak.
Yes.
So that this way I can really get to your brothers.
Yes.
I'm just here to share some true assets I believe that could be helpful for the group.
Yes,
yes sir. Come on with it, brother.
I've been doing some work lately because, again, just like everyone here, we all know that our situation is serious.
Yeah.
We are living in some of the last days right now. There's talks of wars going on. They messing with our food. They messing with our children. We all done said the things that they doing wrong to us. But where's the answers? Now I heard people talking about buying land. Let's get some land. Let's do this. Let's, do other things. We was talking about Africa as well. I know some brothers that's trying to start a nonprofit. They are trying to go into Ghana and preach the word, creating a curriculum based off of the book, The Message to the Black Man and Woman. I think that's a powerful thing. I think that's something that we need to expand on and help this brother do what he's doing. Secondly, I have been searching for land myself. I've been looking all across the state of Florida. I found this area called Polk County. It's very rural. It's in between Tampa and Orlando. And I've been finding ways to get involved with their auction sites in order to actually sit up in these auctions and start bidding on properties.
Yes,
they have an auction every Thursday. I apologize. They have an auction the third Thursday of every month. We need to start being there. We need to start getting inside these rooms and buying up this land. We also have a sister. We also have a sister named Sister Tracy, who's in prayer and fasting. I spoke to her the other day. She has 11 acres, this sister. And she's inviting people to come down and plant some stuff.
Yes.
She is not selfish. She is not trying to control nobody. She just told me that she has the land and she's tired of picking up weeds. So whoever want to come out there and plant something and make something happen and you gonna take care of it, come on.
Yes.
So I'm extending these things to us.
Yes.
Because it's time for us to do these things, brother. Because again, I've been in so many groups, so many community organizations, and a lot of it just becomes just language motivation. Everybody's just talking. Everybody's just talking. Here, I've only been in this group 2 times, and both times I've been inspired. And again, great speakers here. Y'all brothers are more than talented. Your brothers got answers. Your brothers got history. Your brothers got knowledge. But if all we do is verbally entertain each other,
right,
it's not worth nothing.
right on.
So
Right
I'm
on.
giving all of us the task to go out there and find something to then bring back to the table. Because if we
Absolutely.
don't do these things, we are gonna die. And,
Yes,
and
sir.
look, I can't speak for y'all, but I ain't ready to go yet.
I
I
know
have
that's
small
right.
children.
Yes, sir.
I have older
Absolutely.
children. I have people who I love. I love each and every one of y'all in this group.
Yes, sir.
That's
I'm
right.
not gonna
That's
see
right.
y'all dying here.
That's
You know,
right.
so whatever we gotta do, you know, here it is. I might not have strengths in other things that your brothers got strengths in. And I'm looking to lean on y'all. But I'm also
Absolutely.
waiting for y'all to lean back on me too.
Yes, sir.
Because I'm here.
Yes, sir.
I'm here and
Yes,
I'm
sir.
ready. You know, again,
Yes, sir.
like I explained the last meeting, I'm 55 years old, man.
Yes, sir.
I don't feel terrible, but I know I got more years behind me than I do got in front of me.
Okay.
So it's truly time for us to take advantage of this. There's no more time
Yes.
really left.
That's
Again,
right.
every time I hear about the NOI, that was a beautiful thing back in the 70s. I'm not saying that is not a good thing now. I'm just saying they were very powerful back then.
Right.
They're not
Yes,
as
sir.
powerful as they are now. And
Yes,
and
sir.
again, I'm gonna land my plane by saying, brothers, please, let's really work together. What here it is you are saying, Brother Tony, what the other brothers are saying on how, you know, it's love here. You know,
Yes, sir.
and I think that we're all in a space now that it's not even about pride as much as it used to be.
No, sir. You're right, brother.
You know, so please let's love on one another. Let's make these things happen. And I promise you, the next meeting we come to, I'm gonna have some more information for us, and I'm looking for
Well,
brothers to
praise
start
be
doing,
to Allah. Yes, sir.
right? Allahu Akbar,
Thank
my brothers.
Allahu Akbar. Thank you, Brother Jack. And let me say this, brother. This is the organizational pivot that we're making right here in this brotherhood. So what you just said, Brother Jack, is right on point. We bringing that resource to each other. We have to organize, and we're in the process of doing all that. We're not just here to talk, but we are here to have this conversation because this is what's generating the energy for us to move in the way that we need to move. I agree. I've been in this process for over 36, 37, 30, a long time, brother. More years in this process than I've been, you know, pretty much damn near alive. You know what I'm saying? So I understand that dynamic very well that you're referring to, you know, and so it is a season now where we're going to be forced and that we have to pull our resources. So we are organizing, and we do have some strategies that we're about to employ. Straight up, we have kind of hit up on them a little bit. We ain't gonna put them all out over here on this internet, but we're gonna chop it up and we're gonna get together in a closed room. We've been talking about what we're gonna do. We got some things cooking. So, and we're just not talking. So, alhamdulillah, but we don't want to kill the spirit of our dialogue because it is generating a divine energy, and that divine energy is going to lead to a divine action, and that's what we're working on. I saw brother Jay's hand up. Brother Jay, where you at? We didn't lose, brother. Oh, there we go. Brother Jay. Yes, sir.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, Brother Jay.
Walaikum salam, Brother Jay.
Powerful, man, every week. I want to paint a picture real quick. I like what Brother Jack said at the end about it not being about, you know, competition or any of that anymore. I agree.
Me too.
And so my question then is what is it? You know what I mean? Because we gotta get to the answers. Like you said, I agree. You know, we can't just sit around and talk. You know, we got to be actionist. So, what I think is fear. You know, and everything for the most part that means something. Have an acronym behind it. False evidence appearing real.
Yes, sir.
You know, so where does the fear come from? And that's why I say I want to paint a picture, because these calls that have been put together over these few weeks, they're really pillars.
Yes.
And it's almost like a well-constructed, you know, masterpiece album from a good musician, where they say they place each song where they place it for a reason. And that's how I feel like these calls have been, if you go back and really listen to them each week, because we're getting closer and closer to action, which matters.
Yes.
Right. So when you take action, you lose fear because you have some sort of results. Right.
Yes.
So I want to go a little bit deeper and touch on it from a psychological standpoint, right? Quick for anybody that don't know, that's just the scientific study of the mind. Distress tolerance. That's a word that every Black man especially should remember and look up. A quick pull up real quick here. It says distress tolerance is the ability to experience, navigate, and endure intense emotional or physical pain without becoming overwhelmed or reacting impulsively. As a core module of dialectical behavior therapy, DBT, it focuses on accepting the current reality and surviving crisis situations without engaging in destructive behaviors that make the situation worse. Boredom often leads to bad decision making. So when you don't have a high distress tolerance level, you'll make bad decisions. Bad decisions will oftentimes cause you to bury yourself in a deeper hole in life. So before you begin to talk about property, land, you need a roof over your head.
Yes.
It's levels, and no shade to anybody. It take a certain caliber of man or woman to be on a call like this.
Yes.
Because you may got other problems in life you got to figure out before you can talk about elevating again.
That's right. That's right.
Understand? So it's so many different pillars because the land sound good. The lady that got the land where we can go and farm and all those things sound good. You gotta have the money for the plane ticket to get out there, to even look at the land, to meet the lady.
Yes.
So with certain pillars in our life, you gotta first get some money. You got to be of value. You got to have a skill, service, a product.
Teach Black man.
Money.
Yes.
Then after you get the money, you got to be a leader. You got to be a steward of the money. You got to save the money. Then you can talk about, I got 5 on it. You know what I mean? I ain't talking about
I got 5 on it. Come on with it, though. We with you.
Then you can begin to put some money together with your brother now, because what ended up happening is, being that you don't trust yourself, you sitting on calls, wasting your time, just talking a good game. Yeah, that sound good. That's what we need to do. We need to come to, you ain't got no money to put up. So another thing we need to do in our community, we need to understand and define, well, number one, we got to understand business. And when you understand a business and operating a business at a certain level, and I always say, if you don't really know what you're doing, or just start hustling. But after a while, you got to stop hustling and run a business.
Yes.
And when you run a business, you got certain roles, certain duties. Brother John, I'm sure messing around with the agents, you got to give it a role.
Yes.
Right. So if his roles is the focus on getting sales for the business, you don't need to be concerned with the marketing. Essentially, somebody else got to do the marketing. So at the end of the day, the conversation need to be had about what's the roles. Because once the roles are established, then you can begin to start talking about, or have an order. It's just a certain process that has to take place to where the finances start being discussed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you may put up less, but you got the brains behind how we can market the product.
Right.
You can have all the farmland in the world, but what's the purpose of the land? Are you gonna, put your crops on it and distribute it from there? How you gonna get it to the people? You gotta figure out how you can market yourself, right? So
Absolutely.
everybody, and that's the importance of a team. I'm a sports guy,
right.
So you need a Dennis Rodman. He ain't got to give you 30 every night.
That's right.
That's right. You're going to get 30 rebounds.
Yeah, he may get them 30 rebounds to give it off to the man that get the 30 points.
That's right.
There you go.
He play a critical role.
That's right.
You understand? So that's it. I love every call we have, because everybody got something of value to say. to where it sparks the mind. And last thing I'll say for all of us, whether, you know, it's group economics that we practice amongst one another or individually in our lives, you got to put an expiration date and some sort of deadline date on it.
Yes. Yes.
You ain't necessarily got to make it. You should strive to.
Right.
But you got to give yourself some type of date, because if you don't really have no date, you're not really executing.
Yes. Yes.
Yes,
That's
brother.
right, brother. Brother Jay, as
Well
usual, I'm just so grateful. You know, as I sit on this call, brother, and I listen to the genius of the Black man, I am inspired, brother. I'm inspired to learn more. I'm inspired to go work on some more things in myself. I'm inspired. And I hope that if nothing, at a starting point, brother, we have to become inspired. Sometimes you made a great point. We are all at different levels. Some brothers on this call are way more advanced. You got a brother Lewis on this call. Brother Carlton sound like he's done a lot of business. I'm sure Brother Jack and others brothers have done business on another level. We might need to get them brothers in the room together, and yourself, Brother Jay, or something like that, initially. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. Ain't no ego involved in that. Some of us can come and sit and take notes and learn, but some brothers may just be at another level, and that's okay. The purpose of what we're doing here, I don't want us to lose sight of that, because sometimes what we'll immediately do is we'll start saying, we talk, and then we'll kill the energy of what we're trying to do. What we're trying to do here is develop a brotherhood. We got to stop being niggas, excuse my language. We got to stop hating on each other. We haven't even gotten to that point yet. In some instances, we don't even know how to appreciate one another in where we are in our development. We don't know how to look over at you and say, hey, you have value. We don't know how to respect a man's household. You know, we don't know how to respect our women in some instances, in a collective sense as men. I'm making some critical points because I don't want us to, you know, what they say, cut off your nose to smite your face. Everything that we're doing is significant right now. That's why I said this conversation is unique. This is not no regular group of brothers coming together having a conversation, a feel-good session. And you made a very good point, Brother Jay. And I know it's been divinely guided. Some of us need to go back from the very beginning of where we started in some of these dialogues, and you can see what you're saying, Brother Jay, that there has been a progression. Today we're talking about, listen at the subject, there is no mystery God. What does that thought produce?
The path to self-determination.
The path to self-determination. What are we talking about? The conversation itself is leading to action. Remember, we're saying it right now that we're not sitting up waiting on nobody to feed us. That's the drive of this conversation. So yes, somebody will be more sparked than others. Some of you are way wiser. In the book that I put together, one of the principles is some stars are brighter than others. Don't expect for Brother Mike may be a facilitator. I'm cool with that part of the process. I'll throw some money in when whatever little change I got into the process. But maybe Brother Mike is just to be a facilitator. And as a facilitator, I'm helping to be a part of the curation of what we have, with the help of Allah. But there's some brothers on here going to be the scientists in business. Some brother got the idea that he knows how to germinate the seed. Brother Lewis knows how to lay a foundation and build on the foundation. Every brother has something to offer. But the first thing we have to do, and is what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, and which we haven't done, is become brothers. The reason that they had success prior to 75, Brother Jack, you mentioned it, was because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was driving that thing. And at that time, there was a deeper awareness of who the enemy was. Black people in that time saw the enemy differently than what we're seeing the enemy today. The enemy today is on the internet. The enemy today is in the food. The enemy today is in every part of the psyche of the Black man is being hit today. Our young people, every angle, brother, we being hit from. At that time, it was a little bit clearer. We knew better. Black people were coming right up out of slavery. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, on his faith, because it was built on his faith, he was able to take the resources that our people were generating out of their love for him to that degree. And he was able to build something amazing. We're in a time now where the enemy has created what you call American Idol. Process with me, brother. He has made every damn body think that they all that. That's why we can't come into the room yet. Because if I think I'm so big, Brother Michael, so important that I'm sitting above my brothers on this call, and I'm the idea of we must first be brothers came through me, and I got some attitude like that. I'm already defeated before we get started. When I talk to brothers, this is our responsibility. Pardon my passion, or don't pardon my passion. We lions on here. You understand what lions roar, and don't pardon.
That's right, brother.
We roaring, so listen, damn it. You know, when I talk about this and I talk to brothers, I said, this is our responsibility. This is all of ours. God damn it, you should take as much personal ownership of this words from Honorable Elijah Muhammad as I'm taking. That we have to be determined to be brothers, man.
It says we
stop BSing
brothers.
BSing the idea. We are all responsible to be brothers. And we're all responsible. So if you got a brilliant mind to figure out how to map out something for us, well, then hit us up. And let's sit down and chop it up. We ain't got to fight about it. If you got the answer to it, let's sit down and chop it up and say, hey, brother, we're gonna map it up, and we can plan a meeting in the next 90 days, and I got a plan that's solid, and we can come sit down and listen to your plan. Don't bring your plan with an ego, though. And don't bring your plan with an emotion, because a brother might challenge it, and if he challenges it, you want to be able to withstand the challenge with intelligence and integrity, and that way we can become purified in what it is that we're trying to accomplish. See, this is how men who are intelligent and brothers who are intelligent start to think. We have to that's why I said earlier, we have to mature. Ego pissing contest has to end with black men. It's okay that you God, bro. It's okay that you God. And I can accept that you God, and I can bow to the God in my brother. That's how you grow. And we're not going anywhere until we start to think like, when I hear Brother Jay talk, I'm in humble posture. I hear Brother Lewis, I get humble. If I hear Brother John, I'm humble. I heard Brother Carter, I'm humble. Brother Jackson, I'm humbling myself. I'm not trying to figure out an angle to throw my tallywhacker out and piss. I'm listening to hear the brilliance and the genius of my brother. Now, let me tell you what's happening. And I'm coming to you, Brother Lewis, and then Monique. Listen, what's happening when you do that, you become a sucker. Well, I'm not sucker like a bad sucker. I'm talking about the act of drawing something in, okay? When you take on that kind of posture and humility, what happens? You start to pull on the energy and the greatness in your brother.
Yes,
and
sir.
so in so doing, your brother is now feeling more comfortable to release the genius that's in him. See, and then we all benefit from that genius. You see, that's the kind of brothers that we have to be with each other. We walk into a room, instead of being intimidated by each other, instead of sizing each other up, instead of judging each other, instead of talking about who's right or who's wrong, let's walk in the room and see who's God. Oh, you ain't hear what I said. Walk in the room and see who is God in the brother.
Yes, sir.
Can I identify with who is God in my brother? Period. I mean, listen, black man. Listen, and please forgive me, because I got a raw tongue, you know, and I'm working on it. But it's, you know, I'm really exercising discipline in the way I'm talking. Because, you know, Brother Tony, we come from them bricks, and we can say it a whole different way. But what I'm trying to say in an intelligent way, man, is that we have to go to war with nigger. And once we kill nigger, when we murder the nigger, as you said, Brother Lewis, going on this internal struggle, this internal journey. And I can say, let me look for God in Brother Daryl. I'm listening for God. I ain't listening to how perfect you said it. I'm just listening for God. And once I can do that good, then we can, Brother Jay, scale. See, we can't scale if we kill it at the first level, Brother Lewis. You know, if we kill the foundation, we can't scale. This conversation and the conversations that we've been having in this program have been scaling. I've been watching how the God have been organized. I promise you, the stuff that we've been downloading, brother, has been blowing me away. This thought, who is that mystery God? I'm not the author of that question. Honorable Elijah Muhammad is. The path to self-determination, the putting that together like that. This is, you know, we start to use the science and the mathematics of what we have learned and put it together so we can spark a certain energy in the mind and bring about a different kind of result out of the brotherhood. This is God stuff here we on, brother. And that's what we got to stay on God wisdom. I'm not talking religion. I'm talking God, science, and wisdom. Brother Lewis, and then we want to acknowledge a few other people on the call. I see Brother K. Is that Brother Caleb? We ain't losing. Oh, yeah, Brother Caleb is on the call. I want to give a big shout out to my brother. Hopefully we can hear Brother Casey. And again, Brother Fatir. We'd love to hear from you, brothers. Brother Lewis, let's get you going, and then we go to Monique. Take you off of mute, Brother Lewis.
I'm gonna yield to Sister Monique, and then you can come back to me afterwards.
Yeah, I don't know if it's sister or brother, but go ahead, Monique.
Greetings, family. I
Yes.
am Monique. I just wanted to hop in real quickly and express my gratitude for these conversations and just bring it to the forefront the urgency of all of these various topics. I'm a guest of Brother Lewis. I reign here in Uptown Baton Rouge. And what I wanted to add is what Brother Lewis has been helping me with is I kind of lost the passion for fighting for my people because I got frustrated with just the lack of concern that they saw for themselves, the lack of pride that we've, once had, but I see we kind of have lost. But joining in these conversations and seeing the passion with you brothers, as well as having these conversations away from this Zoom, have really kind of reinvigorated the urgency and the passion. And to mirror what you guys have been saying about us creating our own way, feeding ourselves, the schools, but also to further that into other areas of activity, the economics, but also the protection as well. Here in Louisiana, we're in hurricane prone. In the last 6 months, we've had 2 freezes. I recall every time these emergencies arise, everyone goes into panic. But that's because no one's ready. No one's ever prepared. So, they rush to the stores for food and toilet paper and all of these necessities when we should be living in a mindset of proactivity. And so, I just want to mirror what you guys are saying, but also extend that to every area of activity. I'm greatly appreciating these conversations, and your leadership. And I want you to know that the sisters do and will stand behind you and on the side of you. So
praise be to Allah. Well, we ain't gonna win without you. So, this conversation, we start this conversation and initiate this conversation with brothers, but we know that our sisters are being integrated into this conversation on brotherhood, because brotherhood is really not gender specific. It is really, when Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, he was referring to all of us, all of our people, particularly the Black man and the Black woman. And Sister Monique, you are refreshing, a breath of fresh air in what you're saying, and we appreciate what you're saying, because we're not going to win without our unification, our proper relationship with our sister, and the brilliant mind that Allah has given the Black woman, who is the co-creator with God in the creation of man. So we're not going to win without the queen. One thing we can say, Elijah Muhammad pointed out to us, he said that a nation can rise no higher, and we can't expect to grow into the highest height without the key to the kingdom, which is our sisters. So thank you so much. Go ahead, Sister Monique, you can come back with it.
I just wanted to just give praise. Our praises due.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you
so much. Yeah, Brother Lewis. You're come in a little closer, Brother Lewis.
Can't hear him at all.
I can't hear you at all this time.
There you go.
Brother Michael.
Yes.
We can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. I'm glad Sister Monique was able to make a comment.
Yes.
And I know a lot of our sisters are listening. See,
Yes.
this is something I want us to take notice to and take consideration to. The majority of our brothers are not having the conversation that we've been having for weeks now.
Yes.
This is on a whole nother frequency and
Whole
vibration.
nother frequency, yes.
And this type of talk is necessary to heal our families.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually therapeutic if you really listen to it. Now, I knew about prayer, but I really didn't know nothing about fasting until the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan stood up on the foundation of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I want you to take note to that. And so Minister Farrakhan, this is important because we have to understand context. Minister Farrakhan is the only Black leader who has ever built a mass movement under integration. Just think about that. See, when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was doing his work, he was doing his work under segregation.
That's right, brother.
For the most part.
Yes, sir.
We didn't have dogs in our houses in those days. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
We were not someone who was running around here integrated and even sexually confused for the most part during those days. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan had to reestablish the appetite for the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, not just in our minds, but in the minds of the world. They had put the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's teachings in the trash can.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Members of his own personal family aborted the teachings for al-Islam. I'm not being disrespectful, but we got to call it like it is. So Minister Farrakhan and the pace, he spent most of his time reestablishing what we circumvent around, our Qibla, our way of devotion, our dedication to the program of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And he sealed us in faith that these teachings actually work for the betterment of the Black man, the Black woman, the Black family by reestablishing our identity. Now, I want us to really think about this. When you start thinking about all of the organizations that were torn down and destroyed by the government of the United States of America, whether it be through COINTELPRO or recently the Southern Poverty Law Center and the Anti-Defamation League, pretty much, you know, they were indicted, Southern Poverty Law Center recently, because they found out that they were actually giving money to the Ku Klux Klan and all of the so-called hate groups.
Yes, yes.
Minister Farrakhan is the only man who ever reestablished something that was destroyed, and he done that under integration. After the Million Man March, which the theme of the Million Man March was atonement, reconciliation, and responsibility. Muammar Gaddafi wanted to donate more than $1 billion to the Nation of Islam through Minister Farrakhan's work. And not only that, the other African nations that wanted to donate so that we could develop not just the little Nation of Islam, but all of Black America.
Yes, sir.
It was handkerchief head integrationists that went to Bill Clinton and told Bill Clinton to write legislation. See, we know about Biden writing laws to put Black people in jail for crack cocaine, but did you know that they wrote a law to prevent Minister Farrakhan from receiving these funds because they were afraid that he would be looked at as a Black messiah? Did you know that? And why don't we tell that truth as we pray and fast and think about these things that have gone on in the name of stopping Minister Farrakhan? See? Now, I'm a lover of Minister Farrakhan.
Yes, sir.
I'm a lover of him because he loved the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's program enough to bring us down, to bring it to us down south. And we've created a small little beachhead in buying property. Sister Monique is aware of this, and others are, but we're gradually making our way to build a beachhead behind enemy lines. But I don't think that we could be successful in building anything if we tear down the very man who built up and made the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's program known in this dispensation of time. That's very dangerous. And I'm saying that I want us to take into consideration, not that we're worshiping Minister Farrakhan, but as we pray and fast, we got to think about gratefulness to a man who risked his life for so many years when we didn't, like, I didn't know I was wearing a slave name. I come from a civil rights background. My grandfather was murdered in the civil rights movement. Our property was taken, but I didn't know I was wearing a slave name. I didn't know I was eating a slave diet. When we start talking about doing for self, it was a major mistake to tear down the name and the work of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And I said a few weeks ago that we have a betrayal problem in Black America. Anytime someone, and it's poison, and it's very toxic, Brother Michael, anytime someone comes among us and starts raising us up, it's always the people inside that very group that turn on that leader. They turned on Marcus Garvey. They turned on Noble Drew Ali. They definitely turned on the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and so many other Black leaders that have come. We've betrayed them all, and we need to repent for betraying our benefactors. Last point, and this is on land. In every city, there are opportunities to buy land. There is so much land to be bought, it's unreal. In many of our families, we have relatives who own land. That is the second problem. The second problem can easily be dealt with if we deal with this first problem, and the first problem is man. The majority of our people, if you gave them 100 acres of land, that land would quickly become a liability, and they would be so lost on the land. And this is why I love the "we must be brothers first," because it allows us to have enough humility to appreciate the previous leaders that we have. We don't have to tear not one of them down. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad didn't tear Marcus Garvey down, but they had some who were saying Garvey must go. He didn't tear down Noble Drew Ali. In fact, I ain't heard Minister Farrakhan tear nobody down. But when I hear you taking shots at Minister Farrakhan, directly or indirectly, I would say that that's an error. It could be a mistake, but it's an error. That's something that we'll have to get beyond, I believe. If we're going to be successful, we're going to have to show some gratitude to the man who made the Honorable Elijah Muhammad known throughout the world. We want to stand on his good work and then be able to do something self-determining for ourselves. Whatever talent we have, Minister Farrakhan never stopped me from doing anything. And he didn't even charge us one dime to come into the FOI class. They got cigarette programs that if you try to stop smoking cigarettes, you go to their program, you got to pay. Right. And we learned all of this incredible stuff in the FOI and didn't have to pay a single dime because of the work of Minister Farrakhan. He set up a think tank. I didn't have the idea of setting up think tanks, me and Brother John, until Minister Farrakhan showed us the basic think tank strategy and study group. And there were women in all of our study groups. So at some point, I know we must be brothers first, but we're brothers to sisters also. So we will, thanks for the bravery of Sister Monique in making a comment, but we will indeed need our sisters to build this reality. And I'd love to start in Louisiana.
Absolutely. Wa alaikum salam. And I thank you, Brother Lewis, because you make a very good point. And we come to you, Brother John. And that is one of the reasons why we must first be brothers. We're talking about this because we have to find a way. It's simple. We have to learn the way of making a proper transition. You know, I was in a laborers meeting years ago with the minister, and he was teaching on the Imam. And he made a point, and I'm going to make this point and we're going to keep on because our subject today is there is no mystery God, the path of self-determination. But I remember that the minister said something that was very powerful regarding how we look at things, how we get into the mind of God. You know, and he was talking about the Imam, and he wasn't beating the Imam down. He was basically telling us that did we not know that Allah saw all of this? You know, what happens when we start to become critical of people that have took the time, whether it was the Dr. King, whether it was Malcolm or whomever, it took the time to make a sacrifice with their life for us. We can sit back and be critical because we may have a legitimate critical issue or gripe with that person based on something that they did. But one of the maturity, when we start to mature, we can learn how to look at the good. Yes. And focus on the good of what that brother did to make that sacrifice with his life. We are the hardest people, bro, when it comes to how we handle those who have served us, bro. And that is a cycle produced in our psyche from being under the tutelage of those who do not love us. So if you look at throughout the scripture, Jesus was betrayed. Every servant of God was betrayed in some way, fashion, or another. Marcus Garvey pushed out, betrayed over something foolish. We have to stop that, bro. As a part of that, we have to go to war with that. So even if we have a problem with something in our brother or whomever that may even be in leadership, there's a way we should do it. There's a manner in which we should do it. And it should always be in a way to safeguard the totality and overall objective of the mission.
That's right.
The mission should be more important. So I can't sit here as a young man. I'm with you, Brother Lewis. Even though this is not what we're here to talk about specifically, but it's relevant. I can't sit here as a young man and say that if it were not, I couldn't be here, bro. The first subject I taught, the first subject as a young FOI when I walked in the door was we must first be brothers. The minister is not the only one that's been on the path, bro. Once you start to really understand what his life represents and get out of personality issues that you might have with somebody, if that's the case, then you can see, oh, this is an example. As he was climbing and scaling his life, I too am climbing and scaling my life and finding out my purpose. You too are climbing and scaling your life, finding out your purpose. And you got one just as significant, just as powerful, just as relevant as from your capacity as it was for him. That's the example. That's why Jesus said, greater work shall you do than even I. Because at a certain point, the disciples have to grow into their role. That's what we must first be brothers. We have to learn how to appreciate each other as brothers. I know that you God. So I want the God force to come out of you as my brother. You see, so I couldn't be here talking to you. This conversation wouldn't be had, brother. I couldn't have nothing to say to you, man. Well, not from that brother, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And I think you're right. I'm grateful that you make this little partition in the point. I'm grateful for my brother, my leader. You know, I'm grateful for the sacrifice. I'm grateful for the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I'm grateful for Noble Drew Ali. I'm grateful for every Black man who stood up to try to do something for Black people. Man, I am grateful. Thank you, brother. Even if I did not agree with you in totality, thank you, brother. Thank you for having the testicular fortitude, my brother, to stand up in a world that is so opposed to the very existence of a Black man. If you a Black brother on this call, you know that we catch hell unlike any other group, any other people on earth, brother. So yes, at some point, we got to have the humility and respect to say, hey, let's look at the man sacrificed his children. Even if the man had a misunderstanding, his children was all in the mix. His wife, his family. You know, there's so many layers to this thing. And that's why we must first be brothers. We have to grow up. I recommend you check out, and I'm not pushing the book, man, because like I said, the agenda was to have these dialogues, to create a new dialogue on this level so we can start challenging and this ignorance and the algorithm of foolishness that's happening between us as brothers. That's the purpose of this, man. You know, the book has principles in it. And one of them is you do not tear down your brother. Even Jesus said it in the script. You have aught with your brother, take it to your brother. It is a feminine, no disrespect to sisters, it is in a man, it's horrible, a feminine attribute for a man to sit up and talk bad about another man without that man being able to defend himself. There's a way to be critical of a leader without disparaging and tearing down that leader to the point where those who fed and benefit from that leader would not be disparaged. How would I be here? How would some of us on this call be here? How would we even be having a conversation of Black consciousness were it not for that young brother who has some balls, man, traveling around this country, bro, and a world, who had, excuse me, sister, has some testicle, has some fortitude, some fearlessness. Now we see him up in age, and just like rattlesnakes and niggas, people want to attack and tear down a good man who did good. I thank God for him, and I wouldn't have a damn thing to say were it not for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and other Black leaders of consequences who have sacrificed for me. And one thing I'm gonna stop, I don't want to do, and I don't want to ever participate in, I don't want nothing to come out of my mouth where an enemy could use and manipulate in the destruction of anybody who's trying to build something for our people. If you want to go tear something down, take on the damn enemy who's poisoning the food, the air, the water, your children, your wife, every damn thing that you, every part of life that you can experience. Go fight the damn devil. Excuse my expression. Go fight him. Use your mental fortitude and power to take on your enemy, man. And if we do that, we'll be brothers. We'll be brothers. So I just want to be clear on that, brother. This is this call and this what we're doing here is to be men. Is to grow up, to mature, bro, and learn how to look at the best part. That's what's in our lessons for those of us who follow Honorable Elijah Muhammad's teachings. In the Supreme Wisdom lesson, said he did not care about the poor part. You don't think that everybody got a poor part? You go digging in any man's laundry, you're gonna find something that ain't gonna be pleasant to you because it's his laundry. You don't every man that made a mistake and something he didn't do right, say right. Many died so that some of us could live, bro. That's maturity, brother. That's maturity, understanding that. Yeah, somebody's foot got stepped on for me to become Brother Michael. The Brother Michael that I am. I had to learn, so I hurt some people, I'm sure. And if somebody want to go dig and they're gonna find, they can beat me the hell down into the ground if they want to. They're gonna get a hell of a fight. But my point is that it's easy to do that to a Black man because all of us have been beat down and all of us have made mistakes. I hope you feel your brother's heart because it's coming from a pure heart. It's not coming from anything but a heart of love, brother. I'm tired of seeing us do this crap to each other. I'm tired of it, man. It's stupid. It don't make any sense, man. I see you over here, you a Black nationalist, you fighting the nation. What the hell? We both are weak as hell. We both are broken. You Black nationalists coming out of Malcolm, which was a product of the nation, and you fighting the nation. You this brother over here, you on this, you a Hebrew, Black Hebrew brother, and you fighting this group. Everybody fighting each other. But we need to be fighting the enemy who got us all messed up, bro. I mean, damn, that's common sense, bro. I had uncles that wasn't, they were doing all kinds of mess, man. I had uncles that slang dope. I had uncles in and out of the jail. My brother's dad was one of the top, leaders of the Vice Lord Street organization. I've seen all kinds of stuff. Let me make it very clear to you. And guess what I maintained for them men who were not perfect? I maintained respect. Because I learned how to look at them, not with a judgmental eye, but with an eye of understanding, man. To see my uncle become a crack addict. I knew he wasn't always that, So I learned how to look at my brother and my uncle and with respect. At his funeral, closing point. At his funeral, I stood up because I saw, Allah blessed me to have a heart to see him. And I talked about my uncle in a light that his sons and his daughter came up to me and thanked me and said I had never seen my father like that. When our heart changes, man, we look at the black man with love in our heart. Don't look at the black man and beat him down. What the hell we doing? That's why I'm here, man. That's what I'm on. This is why this mission is on your brother, man. Tired of seeing us beat down. And damn it, you should be tired of it too, bro. We all messed up in this goddamn world. And like my Kendrick Lamar said, homie, you messed up. I'm messed up. But if God got us, we gonna be all right. And that's what I'm going for. I'm going for being all right and winning. So please pardon my expression and how I'm presenting it, but understand the heart of what I'm saying, brother, is what we have to grow up and mature. That's why I said earlier we have to mature. This mystery God teaching got us fighting and killing one another. And that's what we're doing. We're fighting and killing one another. You got something in your heart for your brother because he disappointed you. You see? And because you disappointed, now you want to tear the whole house down. No, it's still good in the nation because it's still grabbing some young boys who was out there on the block who trying to clean their life up. Some of us made more advanced. You see what I'm saying? We didn't grew. We may not have to be up in the house like that all day long. That's okay, man. The minister told us we don't need to. He said we don't need to have an incestuous relationship in the mosque. Some of us have evolved. We got a whole nother frequency that we might be operating on. Yeah, I'm taking a little liberty, brother. Just pardon me for a moment. You know, but that's okay. You got preachers, the minister said, taking parts of his message and teaching them. Okay, what does that mean? Islam is in the church. Everybody getting some. You see? That's okay, man. We got to be wise. He did not come to get us to go to a building and that becomes what we conquer. You got a block over here on such and such street and you think that that's building something? No, damn it. He could put us on. He said, I come to set you on top of the world.
Yes, sir.
You see, that's where we're going. The whole world. When I'm thinking about we must first, I'm gonna share this little link to Africa. I said, I want to connect. We got Brother Khalil on. I said, Brother Khalil, we're gonna connect with Africa. We got some brothers connecting with Africa. We're gonna connect. We got some brothers in Germany. We got brothers in London. We got brothers all over the planet. Let's use our brain thrust to connect with our brothers. J19, Brother John, I know you've been holding for a long time. Then we're coming back to you, Brother Carlton. Please forgive.
Yes, sir,
thank
bro.
you, brothers, for your patience. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I was just thinking about why we even started this We Must First Be Brothers and how months and months we were talking about getting this together and talking and why talk is very important. The Bible said in the beginning was the Word. And the Word was what? The Word made flesh.
That's right.
So, but the body got 9 systems and they all have to work together and they all have to know each other. So I want to read something out of John 17. Pardon me if his name John and my name is John. But anyway.
Out your book, huh, brother? Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Jesus prays for all believers. This is John 17 and 21. Well, I'll go with 20 first. It's just 2 spots. My prayer is not for them alone. I pray also for those who will believe in me through their message. And this is the emphasis here, that all of them may be one, Father, just as you are in me and I am in you. May they also be in us, so that the world may believe that you have sent me. And I want to move down to 26. I have made you known to them and will continue to make you known in order that the love you have for me may be in them and that I myself may be in them. See, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, when you're looking at the black man, you're looking at God. I'm gonna say that one more time. When you're looking at the black man, you're looking at God. Say, all ye are gods, children of the Most High God. That's in the Bible. I ain't gonna tell you where it's at. Go look for it. It's in there. And even Jesus said in John, when he was arguing with the Jews, and they was trying to accuse him of being, say, we be not born of fornication, that he was born outside of wedlock. He said, does not your book say that ye are gods? Because they were telling him that, who told you that you was God and how you could. And so anyway, that's in John 8. But what I'm getting at, and with Brother Mike and myself and Brother Lewis, when we're talking about doing this, is that, you know, we got brothers in here from all around the country. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We don't all know one another. I said it today earlier when we started off, and I knew we was going to get to this point. And I even told it to Brother Mike today and Brother Calvin at the Janaza. Man, this thing was about that brother I still didn't even know. I didn't know that brother had a master's degree. I didn't even know that brother today was a heavyweight champion in Golden Gloves. So even on this call, before we can get to do something, before we can get to the next level, and trust and believe, if anybody that know me know that, and know Lewis and know Mike, we don't sit on our hands. We get to work. The great sister who was the national spokesperson for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan described Brother Lewis and myself, and I'm not making this up. I'm not adding one iota, and I'm not taking nothing away either. When we were going around the country with her, they was asking, who are those brothers? What did she say, Brother Lewis? What did she say, Brother Lewis?
Oh, they just move out. They move
Brother
out.
Lewis and Brother John, they just move out. Nobody waiting on nobody. But we knew each other before we got together. Lewis, see, this is beautiful dance you gotta be able to do. You know, I played basketball, and I played good basketball. After a couple of games, I knew if you could play or not. I knew where to set the ball at. I knew the assist. I knew how to pass you the ball. So, you know, all of us who play sports, especially you got to understand when somebody, oh, yeah, this is Lewis time. Or this is Brother Tony time. Oh, yeah, Brother Jay with the ball right here. See?
Yes, sir.
Brother Mike need the ball over here. He got that jump shot. Brother Darrell, he going to get underneath and clear it out. Whatever. But I don't know all your talents yet. And we going to do something, but we got to get to know each other. When I'm talking to a brother, and this is my criteria, and maybe, I ain't gonna say it's too hard, maybe we should all take this on. I'm listening for the voice of God. I'm listening for the voice, what the Bible say, my sheep know my voice.
That's right.
You don't hear the voice of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan or the most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. It ain't too much listening I'm gonna do after that. See, they start sounding like Charlie Brown teacher. Womp, 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 womp. And I'm out. I'm gonna be courteous, but I'm out. But if I hear the voice of my Father, you got my attention. Then we gonna have something. So one reason why we on here is because we trying to identify the voice of our Father. As simple as that. We gonna get it together. Mike gonna give you a pass. Louis gonna give you a pass. You gonna shoot, I'm gonna shoot, and we gonna win. Because why? Because we need wins. And the black man, the Sister Avery always tell us, we are the winners. We are the winners,
brother.
That's right. So we gonna be winners. But brothers, let's get to know one another. I'm gonna tell you, in my infancy, I heard a couple of things that was good. Put money up, did this. Next thing I know, I don't even know where that person. Today I couldn't tell you where that person at. I got everybody on here got a story giving brothers some money and they don't know where it's at. Okay, so they don't need to even go over that over and over and over. But we gonna do contracts. We gonna do things that we gonna hold each other to our word. Because a lot of times, you know, you got people, they have good intent, but they saw $1,000 on the table and nobody was there. Yeah, maybe nobody not really looking. I mean, this is my first time stealing. It don't matter. We caught you.
It'd be your last time.
You see what I'm saying? So we all got intentions. And I heard the minister say one day, the path to hell is paved with good intentions. It's simple as that. So the real intention here is we must first be brothers. And not only is it the intention, we need to put attention to it. Because whatever you give your attention to, you make it, you create, you allow it to live.
Yes.
That's right. As long as you keep giving attention to brotherhood, the brotherhood will grow in you. It'll grow in the ranks. It'll grow in community. Next thing you know, we're making our place a safe and decent place to live.
Absolutely.
Because we made ourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually a safe and decent place to live. I'm going to end it on this. Remember, brotherhood is this, and the path to self-determination is this. Knowledge of self, word is bond, and bond is life, and I will give my life before my word will fail, and do for self. We do that each and every day. Ask yourself every day, each and every day, am I getting the knowledge of self? And that's in everything. You should see yourself, and we should see each other in everything. Have I made my word bond today? And did I break it? Did I do what I say? And even if I couldn't do it, did I call the person and tell the person, brother, sister, I meant to, I wanted to, you know, I was fighting the devil today and got tangled up and I couldn't get like I wanted, but I'm going to make it up. Because it's all about communication. But they say that rules the nation.
That's right.
So, the number one communication is to yourself, to myself, we must first be brothers. And then we be able to get together and behind enemy lines, in front of enemy lines, any line we want, we can make it. Salam alaikum, brothers.
Well, Brother John, thank you so much, brother. Absolutely, absolutely phenomenal, beautiful, beautiful. 100%, brother. Absolutely beautiful. We got brother. I want to get through some of the calls. So I just wanted to say that, you know, I know we normally have a lot more time. What I find is that it's very difficult for us to get off the call at a certain time. And I'm okay with that. But I do want to try. We're trying to keep a little bit, want to tighten up a little bit. So brothers, if you could just, you know, get through your comments. And then because I want to tap into, we got a couple of brothers on here. I would just want to hear their voices, you know, that I see on the call. I just want to hear their voice. You don't have to say a lot, but I want to hear their voices because it means something. You know, it means something, and it's beautiful. But I appreciate everything, Brother Carlton.
Assalamu alaikum.
Well, salam, sir.
I don't want to be long, brother. I'm excited. That I'm enjoying the conversation, Brother Mike. Man, you dynamite, brother.
Praise be to Allah.
Our brothers, Brother John. I mean, all of you brothers. I knew you in the mosque that I was in. You know, I knew you, but it was brothers like you that I knew. Anyway, I don't want to be long with it because I know that we have a lot, you know, we got to get on. But I did want to say that I wanted to say this, and I'm gonna wait to read the other part the next time we talk. I was gonna read something out of the message to the black man, but I'm gonna wait for that. I'll do that the next time. But I do want to say this, and it was important what you said, Brother Mike. We definitely have to acknowledge and respect the work that Minister Louis Farrakhan has done for us. We know that there was not perfection, okay?
That's right.
But the perfection is not his fault. The perfection has to do with us making it perfect.
Come on,
okay?
come on, bro.
Right?
Come on.
It's not about him
Good teaching.
doing the perfection. It's about us doing the perfection. Because
that's right.
What he has done is he cracked the atom. Okay?
Teach.
We have you, Brother Mike. We have you, Brother John. We have you, Brother Abdul Malik. We have you, Brother Tony. We have you that have done the cracked atom. You are a duplicate of Farrakhan Elijah Muhammad.
Come on.
Okay? You remember that part in The Matrix? I don't mean to go into movies, but you remember that part in The Matrix where Mr. Smith just turned into all these Mr. Smiths?
Yes, yes, sir.
Fighting Neo.
Yes.
That's what we done. Okay, but it's on the good side. We turned into all of these Mr. Smiths, bro.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And now we are attacking the Neo that is the devil Neo.
Yes.
Okay?
Come on, brother.
That is the devil Neo. Okay, reverse that and put it to the devil Neo that we're all attacking. We all have a place to play in bringing this devil down.
Yes.
Okay? And Minister Farrakhan is my father.
Yes.
And whether he's shown is naked like Noah, we cover his nakedness.
That's right. That's right. That's
and
right.
love him.
That's right.
Love him for the being here still.
Yes.
We have to be ever grateful. If you have a parent today, I lost my father about 5 years ago. He didn't spend much time with me, but we came together at the end because of the FOI, teaching me about loving the brotherhood. Okay?
Yes.
If it wasn't for the brotherhood and them teaching me about loving the brotherhood, I wouldn't have took care of my father in his last days. But he's gone. But anyway, what I'm saying is that we have to love our parents while they're here. Even though they're not doing the work that we want them to do. They're not going in necessarily the direction we want them to go. We have to do it.
Yes.
They gave us the sight to see. So what I say is that we have to forego and forever slinging mud at Minister Farrakhan.
That's right. That's right.
Slinging mud at the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
That's right.
We have to, because if we don't do that, we will not be able to grow into what we're able to be.
That's right, brother.
So I just wanted to say that I love the Minister Farrakhan. I don't say that he's perfect, but we are perfect. We are the perfection that is to come.
Absolutely.
We're about to bring about that perfection. And I wanted to say, brothers, look, man, this is dynamite. I can't wait to the next one and the next one where we just grow and grow and grow, and we actually doing something. But I just wanted to say that because Brother Mike,
keep fishing, brother. It's gonna grow. You keep fishing.
Yes, sir. You brought up something very important, Brother Mike, is that we cannot sling mud at this man. Okay?
That's
if
right.
we do that, we destroy ourselves.
That's right. That's
what
right.
happened to Khalid, Dr. Khalid, I knew Dr. Khalid personally. I knew Minister Farrakhan personally. I've been around. But what happened to Dr. Khalid is he had a thing that he was bringing, that he was saying about the minister that he needed to get out, and that's what killed him.
Yes.
Okay? That's what killed him. He needed to get that out and come back to his brother, come back to his mentor, come back to bring him to what he was. Okay? And that's what we need to do. And so I'm saying that, whatever we do and whatever we talk about and whatever we deal with, love this Minister Farrakhan and let him see all the love that we have for him and all the work we've done for him, that he's done for us, and let him see it while he's in this twilight.
Absolutely. Thank you, brother. Thank you very much, Brother Carlton. And I would just say this, that, and this is the principle, whether it's a Khalid, whether it's whoever, the scripture says it clearly. And this is one of the things that we have to master as brothers. If you have aught with your brother, and this is a principle, and this is where we lose our life force as brothers, take it to your brother. And that's one of the things that we have to master as Black men, because I promise you, we have been so abused by being raised, and I'm not saying all of us, but some of it in this feminine dynamic, which is the agenda of the enemy, is to raise Black men in a feminine, bathe us in a feminine energy as men, which causes us not to handle our problems in an intelligent way. I'm telling you, check out what we're saying. This is the principle of brotherhood. If I got a problem with Brother Lewis, it is a great violation for me to take that problem that is a personal problem that I have with Brother Lewis and carry that personal problem into a public dynamic and infect people who have absolutely nothing to do with the problem that I have with Brother Lewis.
Yes, sir.
This is where we err the most as brothers, is that we start acting feminine. No disrespect, because good women don't do this. I don't want my sisters to think that I'm saying women behave this way. But you can expect for a more emotional creature to react that way. But a man, excuse my passion, a man, especially who knows who the devil is, you take it to your brother. That's the lesson we got to master, black man. Take it to your brother, whether it's the honorable. He's a brother. You're right. He's not perfect. He said that. He said that. But if you respect the hard labor, because a man is laboring that hard, he may not always see everything correctly. That's what you're right, Brother Carlton. You hit it on the head, brother. You know, we are to perfect it. But what we see, the way you help is by taking what you see as a God to your brother so we can cover that, as you said, Brother Carl, cover that nakedness. Because that nakedness shows up in each and every one of us as brothers. So come, if you see Brother Michael falling, before you go throw me under the bus, go pull my coattail. Say, hey, bro, you need to clean that up, black man. Let me recover. On our lessons, it said, let a brother save face.
Yes, sir.
Black man been shamed, man. Do you understand what this devil has done to us? We act like we know, but I don't know if we really understand what it's done to us psychologically. He used to take us in front of our women and our children, and he used to castrate us, bro. He used to make us sleep with our women. He used to abuse us in ways that totally emasculated us, brother.
Yes, sir.
Now, how the hell we perpetrating that same fraud against each other?
Right.
We got to stop trying to shame each other, man. While looking intelligent, I'm so smart, I'm so wise now. We was a damn bumbling idiot before Farrakhan got on the scene. And before the Honorable Elijah Muhammad got on the scene, brother. Everybody want to be the critic. Wasn't no black power, nothing before Elijah. So out of respect and honor for a man, like we talk about our dad, like Brother Carlton, you gave a beautiful example. I met my father, brother, late in life. We met before. We didn't had encounters. But when I met him, he started apologizing to me. I said, bro. I appreciate it. But I understand. See, because wisdom and understanding the plight of black men made me understand what the brother was going through. So I didn't have to judge the brother. Oh, you should have been there for me. You should. Yeah, I would have loved it if you had what you needed. You might have been there and not been no good for me because you didn't have nothing to give me. You see, so thankful you wasn't there. That way I gravitated to a better example maybe for me that make me a man. Made me man enough that when you did show up, you met a brother. Your son is your brother. Your son can respect you and your son can say, oh, no, Pops, don't even trip, man. I understand, brother. It's all right, man. See, black men need that. We need that type of mercy and that type of forbearance with each other. We all need it. Because damn it, I promise you, if you put us under a microscope right now, the way we talk about a man like Farrakhan, whose whole life has been public, let's put Michael out there. Hell, I done been slandered. I done been slandered like hell, man. I done been, brother, listen, these niggas, ninjas, have dragged your brother. But I needed that. I needed to learn what that was like so I could have the compassion of heart to understand what it's like. See, if you've been dragged with somebody take your motives, impugn your go after your children. I mean, these people done went after my babies, bro. I'm like, y'all gotta get the babies? Y'all trying to poison my children too? You ain't even had a conversation with me. You see, when you understand when a man is trying to carry an assignment, he's not perfect. He gonna make mistakes. Some of us have made mistakes with women. We made mistakes with all kinds of stuff. You see, so when you realize that we all are flawed, bro, Jesus said it very clearly. Before you try to go remove the speck from your brother's eye, remove that big damn Tonka truck bolt in your own eye. You see, because none of us could maybe have been able to withstand the pressure of that the minister or that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and other leaders, even a brother like a Dr. Khaled, and any of those who may have went the way that they went. Pressure is a powerful thing, brother, and especially the black man. And you said something very beautiful, Brother Carlton. We all got to perfect it. Listen, and I'm closing the point here, and then we're gonna get ready to wrapping up as we go here. But I want to acknowledge a couple of brothers that's still on the call, and I'm gonna hurry up and shut up. But this conversation is so beautiful and so important for us to really work through this, because these are the principles. This is what we talking about, what we here for, to fix this. Because if we can start fixing this, brother, I promise you, then the black man will elevate immediately. I'm not saying that we don't have conflicts and differences. We can do that. That's okay. But how we handle it, we have to mature in how we handle it. We have to mature in how we handle the conflict. See, so I'm just saying, brother, when we get to the point where I can look over at you and realize that, I know you coming up out of hell, and I can still love you and respect you and want the best for you, then I know that I have evolved. I know that I'm coming out of death into life. That's what Jesus said. Because I love the brotherhood. I don't need the brother to be perfect. I don't know. If any one of you can show me, I have not been in the company of the Mahdi personally, ever. But if any one of you can tell me what perfect look like, I need to be following you. I don't know if any of us have an IQ of what perfection is. So the scripture, again, how do we judge? Brother, this is what we have to stop doing with each other. Look for the best part. If we can all pivot our mind to looking for the greatness in each other, and this is not no weakness. I ain't saying if a cat turn and want to come and attack, that we don't deal with the attack, because we told to fight with those who fight with us. That's reasonable response. But I'm just saying, brothers, when we see brothers trying to climb into their godship, this is what I was getting at. Respect the man trying to become God. He trying to be God. We all trying to work out our godship. We all trying to exercise. Oh man, I found out that I got this juice in me, Oh, really? I got this, and you ain't never knew what to do with that juice. Now you got it. You got to find how to regulate and how to master that. And the key is humility. Humility is the key, as Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, to our survival. And the other thing is gratitude. Gratitude is an attribute that keeps you in the grace and the company and the presence of Allah. Brother Caleb, I just want you to, man, you're such a beautiful brother. Are you on the call still, Brother Caleb? Love to hear from you, brother, real quick. And then Brother Casey, I just want to hear your voice. Okay, yes, sir.
I am on the call.
Breathe on us a little bit, brother. How you doing, Brother Caleb? It's good to hear your voice, brother.
I am well. No, I appreciate that. I'm glad that I was invited, and glad this is my second time on here. And as I said, man, it's a blessing for me to be able to learn and just listen to some people who have experienced and been in this faith for a while. So just on my spiritual journey, and I'm enjoying what I'm listening and hearing.
Okay, thank you so much, brother. It's good to hear your voice, and thank you so much for joining the call, brother Casey, I think it is.
Yes, Brother Casey. Hey, how the family doing?
We're doing fine, family.
This is my first time on here. Brother Tony sent me the link, and I'm part of prayer and fasting, and I'm glad to be here with the brothers.
Thank you for coming, brother, and we appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you being and sharing this moment with us. We appreciate you very much. Thank you so much.
Sir, I'll be back.
Yes, sir.
Please do. Please come back. Then I know we got I think Niambi Muhammad?
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum. It's Sister Niambe.
Well, alaikum salam, Sister Niambe. Thank you so much for joining the call.
Praise be to Allah. I don't have anything to say.
Okay, well, we thank you so much.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I do. I just want to briefly thank Brother Lewis for always considering me.
Yes.
So I just wanted to give my sincere thanks to him for inviting me onto the Zoom.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, because we appreciate that divine feminine energy. Thank you so much. I don't know if you brothers can feel that we feel in charge. We're ready to go to war for you already. Thank you so much, sister, for joining the call, Sister Niambe.
Yes, sir.
And then I have let's see here. I don't want to miss anybody. Brother Fatir, I want to hear from you, black man. We out the Midwest, soldier. What's good? What you
Assalamualaikum, family. All praise be to Allah. This is such a beautiful dialogue, brotherhood. And I have to say the best brotherhood I ever been with was the Unknown Vice Lords under the Leonard Overstreet. And I learned from Willie Lord when our teacher, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, had all the leaders of the gangs at the Mosque Mariam. And the first thing I heard from my teacher, my leader, when I was in the streets, Uther, Willie Lord, he taught me this before I accepted Islam. And I stopped eating pork at the age of 12 years of age. he said to me that Islam is I self, Lord and Master. And that's what we have to remember as brothers in the Nation of Islam and leaders. See, leaders have to remember they are not unapproachable, but it's the way you have to do it. And we have to respect our elders, brother. I have been dead and been brought back to life, brother. I had prostate cancer just like our teacher, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. He was the first man that raised me up from the dead when I was over in Middle East in Iraq and Iran. You talking to a Navy SEAL radio man, brother, who deciphered codes. And my dad told me that I would accept Islam willingly or unwillingly. But you know what? My dad was not part of the house of the Nation of Islam, because the house of the Nation of Islam is your own imaginary self. Allah is closer to us than our own juggling vein, and he chooses whom he pleases and when he pleases. And when the so-called leader treat the people wrong, he told the Honorable Elijah Muhammad that you better treat the people right. You better treat the people right, and there's no one sinless in this cave dwellers world. There's only one perfect man, and that is Master Farad Muhammad. But when you do the people wrong, do you hear what I'm saying, brothers? And some leaders don't want to hear this. When you do the people wrong and you do brothers wrong who got your back, we say we want for our brother and we want for ourselves. And you see, brothers from the belly of the beast, and I'm one of those brothers who came from the belly of the beast after I served for the Yaqub's Graf, the devil in their military. I did 10 years in the belly of the beast. And I seen a brother while I was in the belly of the beast who made the final call. And his name is Brother Warren 2X. And he got that name, Brother Abdul Malik, from our brother, our chief, Minister Honorable Louis Farrakhan, by doing works. But we have too much jealousy and envy in our heart, in the brotherhood. You see what I'm saying?
And that's what we here to fix, brother. So we ain't here to fight the crusades or fight a war. We here to build a brotherhood. And I appreciate everything that you're saying. And I appreciate my brother Abdul Malik. You know I do, and the great work that he's doing with prayer and fasting. And we definitely gonna welcome him over and have some conversation with our dear beloved brother and build. That's what we're here to do, is build, and build in the spirit of brother. So I thank you so much, brother Fatir. But we're running low on time. We overtime right now. I just wanted to hear your voice,
Thank
black
you, Brother
man.
Michael.
Thank you so much, brother.
You was one of the brothers that when I got out the belly of the beast that saved my life too, and I salute you, brother. You a real brother for real.
I salute you too, brother. Thank you so much, and good to hear your voice, black man. Thank you so much, brother.
Salute,
Brother
brother.
Tony. We heard Brother Tony to say nothing.
Yeah, Brother Tony's on the call, and I think did we get Brother Casey? I don't know if we had Brother Casey.
Yeah, I spoke. I just spoke a minute ago.
Okay. I'm sorry, brother. I just want to make sure I'm covering the whole list because we want to acknowledge everybody on the call. Thank you so much, Brother Casey, and again, thank you all, brothers and sisters, for coming on the call today. It is a blessing, Brother Tony. If you want to say something, brother, I know you might be in the cut, but if you like to say anything before we close out, we'd love to hear from you, beloved.
Salam alaikum, family. I just, enjoyed everything that everyone said today. For the sisters who have been on the call, who might get on the call, we need to make sure that she gets the link to the sisters in the cipher, because same way the brothers is getting down, the sisters are getting down over there. And also, and a lot of times when men are talking, we're so strong, our personalities are so so bold that the sisters will sit down and they be quiet, but she has a place where her voice can be heard, because it's necessary. As the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan told our dear brother Qiyam, Abdul Qiyam, to pluck out the good ones. The only way we can know when the good ones have been plucked out is when they have been given their voice. And that is one of the things that the minister said to us in the pathology of hypocrisy when he was talking to us. He said that he was lamenting. He said, my national laborers are monsters. My local laborers, my regional laborers are suppressives, and my local laborers are idiots. Now, this is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan telling us this. So I had to ask myself, why was he saying something like this? Because I thought that it could almost hurt us. And what he said, well, the sister who made me understand what he was saying was the wife, Sister Alicia, the wife of Minister Abdullah, before he passed away. Nobody was going to see him, but I had gone to see the brother along with Sister Nia and Brother Danny, and she said that her husband was known in the nation, and the reason why he was so dear to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, because his work was to go throughout the nation and find the talent of the nation and make sure that that talent was not hidden, but that talent was brought directly to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's why the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was so masterful in his utilization of people, but he had people who were scouting for the talent. The minister was lamenting that these people, he said this to Abdul Qiyam, and this was public. The Abdul Qiyam made it public. He said that they were separate, his laborers, this is what he said, were separating him from his people. Now, these are the people that God had brought him, like yourself, Brother Michael, who is, I know, for over 30 years, who is a powerful representation of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, loved in many places. Brothers like Brother John, brothers like Brother Louis, the voices that y'all have, the knowledge that y'all have is such a gift to the nation that if it is hidden, if it is suppressed and swiped under the rug, the minister said, we'll lose an entire generation of people. Do you know how damaging that is? Let me just give you an example before we close out. There's a man by the name of John Coltrane who did an experience with rats. And that experience, he showed us that the two most dangerous societies that a people can have is a utopian society and a slave-making society. When he brought these rats in here in this utopian society, he gave them everything that they wanted. They built a community, but there were certain rats who set themselves up as the alphas, and they provided and they organized. These rats went around here and they organized all the others in their community. But because the ones that were coming up under them didn't have anything to fight for, didn't have anything to push them to the next level, what they did was they became obsessive. He called these the beautiful ones. They became obsessive groomers and cleaners. And then when all of the older ones died, who were responsible for delegating duties and organizing the community, when they died, the obsessive groomers, because they never was pushed to exert their gifts and their talents, they let the entire community die. And so they thought that it was a fluke. And so that he did that experiment 25 times and got the same result. Now, if you look at our society right now, we have a generation that's coming up because they're not being utilized. They are becoming obsessive groomers. Look at these boys getting their nails done. I ain't saying nothing wrong with grooming yourself, because you was always dapper, Brother Michael. You the one put me in the suits. You understand what I'm saying? And so I don't go nowhere without the suits today. But my point in saying that was that the suit was part of our armor. Yeah. It was not part of our pillow or part of our cushion. You see what I'm saying? That's right. It was part of our armor because we needed that look to go to war. But what happens is, what is happening today is they are excessively, sometimes these young boys is grooming themselves more than the women groom themselves.
Yeah, that's right.
I had to get on my daughter's baby father because he was always complaining about having to go get his nails done. I said, man, if you don't get out here and let me see you come back with some oil on your hands, if you do not get out there and let me see you come back with some oil and some dirt under your nails, you understand what I'm saying? And some sweat on your back, I'm going to have to deem you unfit for my baby. But I'm saying that to say that if we do not be serious about, and you and I talked about this, Brother Michael, the training manuals that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad gave us for our men, and open up ciphers like we have here and like the sisters have over in the Sisters Cipher, and start really talking about characteristics of leadership, because characteristics of leadership doesn't mean you're going to be, see, our minds automatically go to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan because he's the biggest figure, but characters of leadership can be like Luke man was in the Quran to his son.
That's right.
You remember before they recognized Jesus as the Son of God, they said that's the carpenter's son. So there had to be something to his father Joseph that people recognized in their community. So sometimes leadership qualities doesn't mean that you're the biggest figure on the map. But the gift, the talent that God has given you to be an exemplary father might mean that you are the spearhead that goes before the one that will change the time of the contemporaries of his day. Because we have a ship, like Brother Lewis is always talking about, that is completely off course. And that ship is a generation of children, a generation of young men. And if we do not sacrifice our time, our wisdom, and our comfort, you know what I'm saying? And to get them back on track, we are going to lose, and Allah's going to hold us accountable. And that's what Dr. Alim said that the minister lamented to him about. He said, if I left right now, I don't believe that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad would be pleased with me in the condition that the nation of is. He wasn't just talking about our small nation of Islam that we see it, because that's a nonprofit 503(c) corporation that he used to protect the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad so that we can have constitutional rights. But he was talking about, he never stopped seeing the nation of Islam as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad saw it, as our entire people, the whole 17 million, which is a little over 50 million now. So we cannot take them out of our sight, because that is our assignment first. You know, that is our assignment first. And if we do not get back to studying the things that God has given us to be successful in our assignment, then we will get the same results, you know, and we will be caught in this loop of, what as they say, insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. This is why, do you know that what they saw in that study, and I'll end on this point, that would be able to curb that suicidal society that those rats would keep going into and killing themselves and just dying off? Physics. This is why I keep talking about physics, because in order to really understand and utilize physics, do you know the first thing that you have to have outside of character? You have to have a creative imagination. You have to be able to imagine the unseen and the unknown and the unknowable. That's why the book says what? That what we do not know, what we will be, because it has not yet been seen. And Brother John can quote it better than I can, because he know that Bible backward and forward. But we know that we will be like him. You know, what we will be is not yet known. So we can't think that we are going to see what is going to take place, because we have these Bibles and we have these Qurans, or even if we have the history of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, because God himself is always doing a new thing. Master Farad Muhammad said, what? Truth is not a permanent thing. A permanent thing is a dead thing. Truth has to be discovered from moment to moment. So the truth that we have yesterday is not going to always be the readily truth that we have today. And we have to keep going, man, because we are going to that which the world has never seen before. And we cannot let anybody stop us, because they are uncomfortable when we change this into a new reality. And they say, hey, man, why you ain't looking like we was looking in the 70s? Well, I'm not supposed to look like you was looking in the 70s.
Exactly.
You understand? Because I'm capitalizing and building on what my father built on, and my father's fathers. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But because we get disconnected from our roots and we don't know what they did yesterday, we'll start to repeat that, and we'll think we're starting to do a new thing. That's why parents are so important, because you can tell your children, like King Solomon said, hey, ain't nothing new under the sun. That's why you don't get impressed with what your children do. You get impressed when your children do something brand new, and you be like, you sit up straight. Then your eyes start opening. You be like, okay, I might got one here. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
I might got one of the prophets here. I might got one of them apostles right here. This gonna change. You know, but that's where we need to be in our focal point, because sometimes we'll put people in a cast, in a box, in a mold that they can't get out of, and their wisdom is too big to be in that box. You know, and that's why that's why, again, you know, I thank the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan for giving us that warning, because when he said pluck out, that's why I see things like what you're doing, Brother Michael, is absolutely necessary, because you have you, the Brother Louis, Brother John, y'all have not lost the principles upon which we stand on, because those are immutable principles. But y'all are repackaging this thing and giving it a fresh look. And that's what we have to utilize, that marketing, that extraordinary marketing skill of repackaging, rebranding the same product, but giving it a new desirable look, because people are like that. They don't want what they had yesterday, you know. But I thank y'all, brothers, for what y'all doing, and I just wanted to salute y'all as we go out.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Thank you for what you're doing, and thank you, brothers, what you're doing. And I just want to thank you so much, Brother Tony, of course, of all of the wisdom that you dropped, brother, because it's absolutely on point. Just as in closing, brothers, I just want to say this, just to kind of jump right off of what Brother Tony said, that with wisdom, wisdom is a living thing. You know, knowledge is alive. You know, the knowledge of God is a living thing. I remember Sister Cecile, who was rescued by the Savior when they were separated from their family in the 30s, and she talked about how the Savior would say that knowledge is alive, it's a living thing. And that's one thing we have to understand, that if it's living, then it's evolving. And so we have to become, we are becoming different iterations of what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught. We're not going to be the same. We behold, I make all things new, and the former things shall pass away. So what we are doing is an evolution and a growth from what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has taught. I have been blessed to be in the company of the minister on several occasions. My heart is still very pure and in love with that beautiful man and what he has done for our people. But I also was a very good listener to the best that I could. And I would hear him often talk about what we should be doing. And he never put us in a position of complacency. I remember one time in Memphis, Tennessee, we were in the basement after he had spoken at a believers meeting. He said, some of you in this room, and I actually have a picture on Facebook, you know, he and I, it was that message. He shook a lot of our hands, the representatives' hands at that time. He said, some of you will be over territories. What is the man seeing? He's looking into the future, and he understands that we can't be the same kind of young brother. When I came in, I'm not the same brother. You can't rule me the same way. The God in me has evolved. It don't mean that I can't follow instruction. It don't mean I can't submit. But you have to respect the evolution of God in your brother. You have to respect the fact that your brother is growing and evolving. And if we're not doing that, then we're not only disrespecting the brother, but we're disrespecting the source. We're disrespecting Allah himself. He did not just come for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Go ahead,
he
man.
came for
say that,
all
brother.
of
Say
us.
that again.
Go
That's
ahead.
right.
That don't mean that we have to discount anybody else, but it means that we have to respect that reality and understand that we are all growing into our Godship. I know I have a purpose. The minister used to say, some of you know that you have something in you that's driving you. You have a burning desire for something in you. We all do. We all know that we have a higher purpose, especially those of us who have come into wisdom on some level or another. The wisdom keeps directing you to that idea in yourself. So we have to embrace that, and we have to grow and be willing to grow and accept that. Stagnation is death. Anything that is stagnant is death and diseased. The nation of Islam is not just a small group. It's not. It is a world. It's a world of experiences. And so if you get great wisdom, then we should be able to travel the world with this wisdom and speak in various languages. Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, no people can be successful in teaching us people that cannot speak their language well. He's not talking about phonetic language like English and Spanish, that although that may be necessary, but the language is the universal language in the highest realm of principles in brotherhood, in love, and all those things that build the human spirit. So we have to grow. A lot of brothers are like, what are y'all doing on here? Y'all trying to build a renegade study group? No, we're doing what we're supposed to do. You know, the minister said we got to get out of the incestuous relationships that we have in the house. We are building, we are doing our work. It's millions and billions of people on this planet, bruh. If you think that a few handful of people over in a little group over here is enough, you crazy.
Come on, man.
We need 10,000 We Must First Be Brother group, 10,000 mosques. We need 100,000 mosques for doctors and lawyers. We got to build a world. And if you're still thinking like a small-minded person, then you are speaking what the Savior called baby language.
That's right.
And that baby language is cancerous. And that's why some brothers seemingly are revolting, but they're not revolting. They're just busting out of the womb. The minister said in closing, he said, when it's time for a new baby to be born and the mother is full term, two things, if the mother does not deliver the baby, then the baby could literally kill the mother and the baby. So we are busting out the seams now because it's time for us to be born on higher levels. And all these things that are happening around us are to produce that. That's why we're here, brothers. We're here. And we're doing our very best to navigate the terrain, the rocky terrain of helping to get on one accord, helping to build a unification, principles of unification and brotherly love, man. You know, so I appreciate what everybody has to say today. I know we touched some warm spots in some of us, you know, some tender spots, but hey, we leave this conversation with one thing, and that is very important. And that's where we started. We must first be brothers. And becoming brothers is not an easy task when for centuries we have been disunited and we've not learned how to look at each other properly. So I appreciate everything that every brother has to say. Understand this is an environment where we are trying to help curate God and what he said. You know, whether you in the ranks, whether you have been in the ranks, wherever your position is, just if you would, in my encouragement, we lead this call, position your mind for elevation. And let's look at how we can look for solutions and not so much just at the problems, because the problems are there, but let's look toward the solutions to those problems that we see. The minister, if you love that brother, he said, loveth thou me, Peter, in the biblical sense of Jesus? He said, well, feed my sheep. Then he went on and he kept on saying, they asked him again, loveth thou me, Peter? Then he said, feed the lamb. You know, so we got to feed our people, brother. It's so many of our people that need, like you said, Brother Tony, for the wisdom to come through us. And nobody, and listen to what I'm saying, if anybody under some egotistical control mentality is trying to stop you, then go to war until you remove them out of your way, until you get to your assignment. Because our assignment has been given to us by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad from Master Fard Muhammad, for those of us who believe that way, and that is to go and deliver our people. Deliver our people. They are thirsting for a way out. The young people that we call that are out of control, they need a glass of water. They need the wisdom that comes out of our mouth. And that's what we should be found doing. That's what I'm dedicating my life to. I've been through a lot. And everything I've been through, I thank Allah for everything, the good, all of it. I embrace every bit of it. I have no complaints whatsoever because it's helping me to develop. That difficulty produced substance. That substance is maturity and understanding and light. And so we use that and we go feed the masses, brother. Let's go take the world on, brothers. Stop limiting yourself to small things. Take on the world. As you lead this conversation, I hope that you will reflect on how you can be the greatest self that you can possibly be. I'm not done. I heard one brother said he was double nickels. Man, listen, we still babies, brother. Understand that, man. Understand that. Brother John is a young man over there. Look how good that brother look over there. You know what I'm saying? Listen, brother, we got the power to regenerate these cells. We got the power to change the world. We've been given that assignment. So again, may Allah bless you, brothers. Thank you so much for participating in this call. We'll be back inshallah, next Thursday. Let's continue to build and remind yourself again, as I said, when you come bearing gifts, come bringing that spirit of brotherhood and how we can build and take and reflect upon what every brother said today and see how you can plug in and offer whatever it is that you can offer to help us to grow and evolve, implement whatever it is that we need to do, because it's going to require that. And nobody has to be displaced in order for that to happen. Thank you so much, brothers. May Allah bless, guide, keep, strengthen each and every one of you, your families. May He protect us, our children, everything that means something to you. May He bless it to be prosperous and blessed and protected forever, forever. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Alaikum salam, sir.
Have a good week, brothers.
Have a good one.
Yes, sir.
Please practice brotherhood.
Indeed.